This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Go ahead. Make my day.
Do you want to go to war, Balaki?
No.
Because we could go to war.
No.
I'm for real. I'm for real. So you better check yourself. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
This is the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this beautiful Monday morning. Super excited y'all are hanging out with me. It's Clock Blockers on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. You can also follow Miami Sports Music on all social media platforms at Miami Sports Music on everything but Twitter, where it's at MIA Sports Music. Hey, on your way in, make sure you give us a like, give us a thumbs up. That helps. It helps us with everything. Make sure you give us a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, okay? Make sure you are subscribed. All right. Also, hey, look, if you want to sign up and become a member of the family today, we'd love to have you on. So make sure you sign up, become a member of the family in my Vin Diesel voice. I still got to get that Vin Diesel clip of him saying family. Yeah, make sure y'all do that. Man, that was a good open. I like that. I like when things run smoothly on a Monday. I'm sorry. I just like it when things work correctly. I'm just saying. All right. Hey, look, we got a lot going on today. Okay. Hey, if you want to sign up or if you want to help the channel grow by donating, there are a few different ways you can do it. Number one, you can use the YouTube live super chat, which is the $sign down at the bottom of the chat. You can use that there. So make sure you do that because it helps the channel grow. I don't care if it's $1. If you're able to donate, great. If not, hit the like button. That helps us too. Hit the share button. Go on Twitter. Tag everybody. Tag your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousins. Whatever you're able to do, it goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. And we're trying to grow here at the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, and we can't do it without you. And so if you're able to donate monetarily, you can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, or you can also use Cash App or PayPal, okay? You can use the Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network. The QR code is right on the bottom of the screen. And you can also use PayPal, which is also MSM Podcast Network. We got a lot going on. Hey, look, want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show. They do a lot for this channel and helping this channel grow. So first sponsor I want to give a big shout out to is ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports is the #1 place to get specialized sports memorabilia anywhere. If you guys go on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, go follow Zachary, who is the owner and runs the one-man show at ZSM Sports. You can get cards, jerseys, balls, and hard-to-find items over at ZSM Sports. A lot of the stuff that we see here, let me tell you, it's they do a lot of good stuff. So yeah, let's make that happen. Also, want to make sure I give a big shout out to the best sub place in South Florida. I'm talking about Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood, craft subs, and salads. Go visit Hangry Owls in Pembroke Pines. That's 16606 Sheridan Street in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Say that 5 times fast. 33328. You can call them at 305-279-5332. And if you all let them know the code word SKPL, that is the code word SKPL, you get $3 off of your subs of your order, subs, whatever, every single day of the week. And if you go on Friday, on Spread Kindness Friday, and use the code word SKPL, you get $6 off of your subs over at Hangry Owls. So big shout out to Hangry Owl. He's absolutely amazing. We love him there. He's awesome. So just big shout out to Hangry Owls. Make sure you go follow Hangry Owls on Facebook and Instagram at HANGRYALS. I want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor of the show. I'm talking about, you know who, Tail Greeter. Make sure you follow Tail Greeter. Tail Greeter is absolutely amazing. Football season's here. So download the free app on your current Apple or Android device today and follow Tail Greeter on all your social media at TAILGREETER. If you're going to Baltimore this year, want to remind you we're having a big VIP tailgate on Sunday with Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Valley Fanatics. Shout out to Valley Fanatics and ourselves. Ryan Keeling's big part of this, helping host this event. It's all you can drink, all you can eat, alcohol's included. You're going to get a DWA swag bag with some autograph stuff in it, a live pregame show, the Tail Greeter pregame show, and a special performance by the Honorable Solo D. Tailgate games, live DJ. Shout out to DJ Sick Turtle. It's going to be awesome. Portion of all the proceeds made from this event are going to go to charity. And then the Saturday night, we're going to have a big meet and greet. Who are we meet and greeting? Each other. So make sure you guys come out that Saturday night, week 2, that Saturday night before the Ravens-Dolphins game in Baltimore at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Free to come out. Special menu for Dolphins fans. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of stuff to do for that still. So make sure you guys, we got 10 game tickets left. If you guys want to sit with us, go purchase your tailgate and your game tickets on Tail Greeter right now. Go to tailgreeter.com, type in Baltimore Beatdown 2022, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to see you there. And also, Tail Greeter is great because they got East 32 Dolphins tailgate. So if you're coming to Dolphins games this year, it is the place to go. Okay? Let me give a big shout out to the people that are in the chat this morning. Before we get started, I got a couple of co-hosts this morning. You're going to love this show today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys stay here. Tell your friends, tell your mama, your daddy, your cousins, everybody. We got Samuel Rosa, Luis A, Chef Jude, Trucker Sean, Shake Money. Who else I got up in here this morning? G. What's up, G? 3 Dolphins morning shows at one time. Name another fan base who goes hard. Gee, who's on right now? I know Miss Fins is. Who's the third? I want to know who the third is. Say hello to them for me. We got Luis A. We got DDG. Who else do we have this morning? Trucker Sean, Bob Young, Matt B, Benatendi. I hope I said your 2 is balling. I agree, my man. We're going to talk about that this morning. Luis A says, Stephen D, good morning. I can't believe you with the title of this show, Tua MVP. Come on, bro. Just saying. Carrie P, what's up, Carrie P? Von Joe is in the building. Big Dougie B. Is it Wednesday yet? Let's go. Marty Mars in the building. My bro from another mother, bro-in-law, said traders have a tough schedule. They do. Let's see here. Who else? We got Matt Wack Jones is in the building. Stephen fully committing to that 2-and-near lifestyle this morning. I see. Okay, Wack Jones, I see what you're doing. Paul Glover. Russell's in the building. Alan M. I think that's it. I think that is it. Let's see here. G, did you answer my question, G? Who's the third show? Who's live right now? Let him know. I just texted you, Steven. You did? Oh. let me Too funny. That guy's hilarious. That TD Fence Talk fellow. Let me tell you. Let me bring that guy on. What's up, Steven? Do you think the Miami will bring up Zach Thomas in as linebacker coach? I heard he was there yesterday. He was just there visiting. I don't think he's going to be there as a linebackers coach, but, nonetheless, I think, he's going to be there to help when needed. Just like Marino is. Marino's not a quarterback's coach, but he's just there all the time. I've heard, Dan Marino's in a lot of the quarterback meetings and the offensive meetings, which is great. I love that. What's up, Stephen D? Can your boy get mod status? Triple D, Triple S podcasts. Boy, y'all want to. I got to be real careful about who I give my status to. With great power comes great responsibility, is what I'm saying. I'm just saying. All right. We got a great show lined up for you today. I am super excited. There's a lot of things that went down over the weekend. It was great, 2 great days of practices, I think, from what I have heard. I heard that, look, there was some struggles here and there as well. Don't get me wrong, but I heard Sunday was an amazing practice. I believe Nando might have been there. We're going to find out if he did or not. Let's see here. There we go. And also Nicky Smokes, my 2 co-hosts for today. They're going to be on here momentarily. So we shall see. Nicky says he's having technical difficulties. So those guys should be on soon. I was hoping they'd be on by now, but that's okay. I will start the show in the morning here. I hope you all had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. A lot of stuff went down. I watched NASCAR over the weekend. I know a lot of you guys don't watch NASCAR, but my boy Bubba Wallace got second. Let's go. My man's had 4 top 10s in the last 4 races and 3 top 5s in 3 of the last 4 races. My man is the hottest NASCAR driver right now. So y'all can take what y'all say about my man Bubba, put it in a pipe and smoke it, because my man is killing it right now. By the way, Saturday's my birthday. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what to do for my birthday. I have no idea what to do. Cruiser Reese, you say new mic? Yeah, it's a new mic. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Would you tell me? Would you tell me, Cruz? Yeah, man. It was all. So anyway, Saturday's my birthday. I don't know what to do. Richmond's like 3.5 hours away. NASCAR's in Richmond this weekend. I'm thinking about going to the NASCAR event. I don't know what to do for my birthday. Why don't y'all in the chat let me know what I should do? Adam E says, if Bubba wants a playoff spot, he better win at Dover, because Glenn and Daytona ain't happening. He's going to do it at Daytona. And it's Richmond. It's not Dover. It's Richmond, sir. All right. Let me bring on my first co-host this morning. Y'all love him. My man was hyped this weekend in some videos. I'm not going to lie. And he's got a fresh hat on. I'm usually the guy with the hat game, but he's got it this morning. He's got
What's
it.
good, Stephen D?
Smokes. What's up, Nicky?
What's going on, brother?
You're on mute, Nicky. I can't hear you. All right. Try it again.
Hello? Can you hear me?
It was me. You're good now.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Fresh hat, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hat.
Just came in the mail. I got some nice ones right now. My hat game's on point.
Bro, I'm usually the guy with the hats. So like now I'm like, I don't know. Should I I need to step up my game a little bit. You're making me
I'll put you on
my
some game. I'll put you on some game.
Bro, I got the hats. I got hats for days. I'm wearing the Sammy Guavon jersey this morning.
That's it. Yeah. That's an elite jersey.
I'm just saying, my guy, Sammy Guavon in the building, number 49. Yes.
Bro, he's a dog.
Dude, I love him. I hope he makes the team. I don't know if he's going to, but we're going to find out.
Hold on.
What'd you do this weekend? Besides go to training camp. You went to training camp.
I went to training camp on Saturday. So, of course, the one day I go, practice was super super boring. They ran everything.
Sunday was crazy good from what I heard.
Yeah, and then Sunday, it's like, we're just going to air it out 50 yards every single time. I'm just like that's just my luck. But, so I did that.
Level 2 noob says, Smoke talking common sense to this dude. Don't give in to the 2-and-out pressure. Level 2 noob said.
And then on Sunday I was just watching golf, and I watched my outright bet hit. So it was a pretty good weekend.
Oh, so you made some money?
Yeah, I made some money.
I expect a good birthday present on Saturday.
I'll take it.
Dude, man.
Your birthday's this Saturday?
My birthday's this Saturday, August 13th. Home of the first. So that was the other thing too, right? Like I'm sitting here telling people about my weekend, and I'm a big NASCAR fan, so I've been watching NASCAR for I'm into it. Love Bubba Wallace, and I was into it years ago when Dale Earnhardt was in it, and I walked away for a little bit and came back in the last couple of years, but I'm trying to figure out what to do this weekend. But then I saw I live in Baltimore, right? So I'm an Orioles fan. I can admit that. Like, I root for the Marlins and I root for the Orioles. But the Orioles play in Tampa on Saturday at 4:00, and the Dolphins play in Tampa on Saturday at 7:00, 7:30. So I was looking at flights to Tampa, but they were like $300 one way, and I was like, I'm not doing
No
that.
shot you're doing that. Not for a preseason game. I'm like an hour and a half.
I thought about it, bro.
Tampa.
I legit thought about it. Like, not a $300 one way ticket.
I don't even know if it's worth the 2-hour drive over there. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to drive 2 hours.
But if you're a baseball fan and a football, come on, like,
I mean, yeah, but I hate baseball. I hate baseball. But if you love baseball, I mean, I wouldn't book a $300 flight to watch the Orioles play.
Not for
like, I don't even watch baseball, and I know they suck.
Team. Not for the last place wild card team. Not gonna happen.
Oh, they're in the wild card?
Well, they're one game out of the wild card.
They're having a good year then.
Let's hold up now. They have won 50. They have not won more than 55 games the last 3 seasons. Okay, they've had 3 seasons in a row of losing 100+ games. They are finally now over at 55 games. Okay, so they've reached 55. So, but there's 3 wild cards in baseball now, and so they're one game out of the last spot. So it's like it's sort of like, what is it, basketball, where half the teams make the playoffs, which I never liked.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That was bad.
One of my good friends, his name's Kobe Mayo. He's in the Orioles system right now.
Yeah, he is.
He got drafted. Yeah,
you're friends with him?
That's my boy. Yeah, I'm really good friends with him. I grew up.
Dude, he was so I live next to Aberdeen, and I threw out the first pitch on. Matter of fact, do you want to see me throw out the first pitch?
I gotta see this.
I threw out the first. Let me bring on my man Nando talk. What's up, Nando?
What is up? I don't know if you guys can hear me. I was having a bit of a little technical.
You and Nicky Smokes both were having technical difficulties this morning. We know what that's code for. I was late. I was trying to get myself together. I get it. I understand.
It's the classic, the usual. Nicky did beat me to it though. So had to fire off a new excuse.
Dude, I couldn't. My camera wouldn't turn on for like the longest time.
Mine sound issues.
All right, let's see here. Here we go. I don't know if it's not doing full screen, but that's me with my daughter, and my son is out there too. And so this is. Can you all hear this? I got it over the plate. It was high, but I got it over the plate.
I've seen much worse.
Okay.
You got it to the plate, and he caught it.
I got it to the plate. I got it to the plate. Exactly.
That's all you needed.
I work for the local movie theater here as their media director. There's like 5 locations that they have. And so we were doing a podcast live at the baseball game at the Single A for the Orioles. And Mayo just left here. I think he just got promoted.
Yeah.
So that's too funny.
Beast. Yep.
How do you know him?
He's a diehard Dolphin fan.
Is he?
Yeah.
Bro, you got to help me get him on the morning show now.
Yeah.
You got to help me get him on the morning show.
I can do that easily.
All right. Well, let's make that happen. I'm holding you to that.
All right.
And yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, Nando, tell me what you did this weekend. What did your weekend look like, bud?
So I actually went to all the practices except for Saturday. I was listening a little bit to the show while I was getting
ready. There's
ready.
only 2 practices. So if you went to Sunday's practice, so you went to half the practices this weekend.
I went to Friday and Sunday. Friday's the weekend,
Friday's the weekend. I'll give you
that. We'll count it. But it's been fun. I did hear it was a little slow on Saturday, and then Friday was a bit tougher.
Nicky was there. That's why it was slow. Nicky showed up.
Friday was just as equal. I would say just as slow. It was not the funnest, but it's okay, man.
Sunday was crazy, huh?
Sunday was fun.
Well, don't get into too much details because I want to get into specifics, but it was crazy, right?
No, Sunday was fun. It was definitely the energy bounced all the way back.
I've had people tell me that was the best practice I've ever been to in my life. Like it was better than a preseason game. Like it was that good. Like the atmosphere was crazy.
I would definitely rate it above a preseason game, 100%. The atmosphere is definitely fun, man. They're going for like $3 right now, man. I'd rather go to a practice again.
I was just telling Nicky, my birthday's on Saturday, and I was like looking at, I'm a baseball fan, and the Orioles play in Tampa at 4:00, and the Dolphins play at 7:30 in Tampa, and I was looking at flights to Tampa, but they're like $300 one way. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, not for preseason action, man. Maybe if it was week 2 of the preseason, you'll get to see like the starters out for like a half.
Are you going to preseason? Are either one of you going to preseason games though?
Yeah,
it depends. If the starters play even a quarter, I'll go to the game. But I'm not going there to watch Skyler throw for 300 yards to fucking whoever the eighth wide receiver is on the depth chart.
He's like, I'm not there to see him break preseason records. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm
good. Like, it's something. Like, I'll watch it on my TV. Like, I'll watch every snap on my TV. But going to
Nicky,
the game,
what you're saying, and this is like I'm messing with Nicky. You'd rather watch golf than a preseason game.
It depends on, like, this weekend is playoff golf. So, like, it's some big boy golf.
You're the golf guy. You're supposed to be like, I'd rather watch golf over most things, except Dolphins.
I mean, no, golf will never be number one over the Dolphins. Like, golf is always under the Dolphins.
That's true.
Always.
I'll give you that.
But, like, would I rather watch playoff golf or Skyler versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4-string defense? I'd rather watch playoff golf.
I mean, I got to go to preseason, man. It's preseason for me too. You know, I just got parking passes for the first time. I've got to see how it all works out.
What color do you got?
Yellow.
You know this is a big deal, right? Like you getting parking passes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
you know that they cost more than some tickets in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, my buddies are splitting them like 5 ways. We're going one car, man. But it's okay. We all live in
color?
Yellow.
Oh, you split 5 ways on yellow. So these orange and blue parking passes.
Yeah.
You know they're like Willy Wonka's golden ticket, these things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going for like $1,000 on some games.
No, yeah.
Third-party websites.
We got offered
here's
two.
the thing. Oh, my bad, Nando.
No, you're good. You're good. We just got offered 2 oranges, 2 yellows. We definitely could not afford orange, so we went yellow.
No,
well, I grew up like I've had season tickets since I was like 2 years old. So we always had blue, always had orange.
There we go.
And then one year, like we stopped getting season tickets, and then I was like, well, I miss going to the games, so I rebought them. And then I now I only have yellow, but that first yellow lot, like once you get off the exit, I love that lot. Dude, that lot is butter. You're in and you're out like that. I'm a big fan of that lot. You cross the thing,
and you're right there at East 32 and East 12. Right,
preseason,
right
bro. I gotta figure out all the little kinks.
You don't know the kinks. I've been going there since I was like, I know that place like the back of my hand.
Damn, you're a veteran right there. Year 10 of camp, year 1.
Go to that first yellow lot on the left, and your money.
Yeah, I've been seeing it on the way to camp.
Do not go all the way down and make a right at that light, or you'll be screwed.
Well, that's where when I first started going towards whatchamacallit, going to games years ago, few years back on a regular basis, they're like, oh yeah, free parking, like right there where Walmart's at, right near where those parking lots are at, except they didn't tell you that they're 10 miles away.
Oh yeah.
And I'm exaggerating, but it's still it's still ridiculously far away. It's unbelievable how far it is. But yeah, so the yellow lots, that yellow lot right when you get off the Sun Pass exit or the Sun Pass thing there, it's right there on the left.
No, I'm excited, man. I've been doing the free lots and stuff, and then walking all the way to the stadium. Beers in my little clear backpack. It's been destroying the clear bag, so I'm pumped.
You're ready to go. So what you're saying is you're coming to East 32, and you're going to come hang out with us this year.
100%. I'll be at the yellow lot for like 2 beers, 3 beers, while everybody gets situated, and then off to go.
Usually how it goes. Couple beers in the yellow.
What is all right? Real quick. What is proper pregame?
Veteran gives you advice.
What is a proper pregame for people? Like, how many beers do you have at pregame? You know, how many tailgates do you stop by? What's proper? What is code?
I don't really keep a tally. You know, like I go in there just ready to get fucking hammered.
Swear jar.
I know the level.
Hold on, I'm getting bullied right now. Give me a second.
I know the level I'm at, Steven.
Nicky,
you know,
we're gonna have to have a conversation. Okay, let's see here.
I gotta remember I'm on your show. I keep forgetting.
I know, man. They're gonna get you.
Yeah, I gotta put the
and
filters
they're gonna
on,
make me
man.
enforce the rules on you, and I don't want to enforce the rules on you, Nicky. Gosh,
I'll take it.
Nando bought. Adam E says Nando bought to do a 12 at yellow and then a 24 and orange.
Well,
You
I
do
was
a
gonna say,
12-pack and
I
yellow?
always bring a 12-pack, and I try to get my buddies to always bring a 12-pack. There's 6 of us, so that comes out to like 72 beers. So we just put them all in a cooler. Just drink as much until you feel you're ready to go. As much as I can carry my little plastic bag, and I put some in my pockets if I have to, depending on the shorts. Then you just ride. Then you got to drink them fast because they obviously get so warm so fast. So sometimes I'll even hand out little beers. I'll kind of do it on the way to the stadium, stop by some tents, whatever. But I'm really just drinking, man. Like you know the level you're at when you want to go in the stadium because I'm buying maximum one beer inside. Like I do not buy stadium beers, man. That shit's like. That stuff's like $12. And we're good to go, bro.
I might. So just so everybody knows, Nando and Nicky, we'll make this announcement real quick right now, actually. I think we have another 2 weeks left with Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald on Tuesdays. And then when football, actually longer than that, probably another 3 or 4 weeks. When regular season starts, Daniel's going to not do the show on a regular basis because the travel schedule for him is going to be crazy this year. Okay. And I totally understood it. So nothing wrong with it. We love Daniel. Daniel will still come on every now and again and hang out with us. He just won't have a regular Tuesday slot. Shake Money paid for your swear jar, Smoke.
Appreciate that, Shake.
And so these two guys, Nando and Nicky, are going to take over Tuesdays.
Take over Tuesdays.
Nicky and Nando are going to do the morning show with me.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it for the football season. Are you guys excited about it?
Oh, I'm
yeah, I'd hope so.
pumped to talk.
I know it's going to be well.
I just can't wait for the season to start.
I know
it's just so much easier to talk about stuff.
Well, let's talk about this weekend. So, Nicky, we'll start with you, Nando. Friday. What was Friday? We'll start every day. What was Friday like for the people? What was Friday's practice like?
So Friday was that Andrew Van Ginkel practice, I think, the one where it was a little slower. You know, it was the defense was fired up, ready to go. And the QBs did not look so hot. You know, it was basic training camp stuff, just a little mistiming, you know, like the receivers would get open, they'd create separation, and then the ball wouldn't get there exactly when it was supposed to. It's fine. That stuff works itself out. Like, I'm okay with it. There were some good signs. The running game still looked good. Xavier Howard looked lights out. Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson.
I've heard the secondary's been crazy good every day this week, except
even Trill Williams.
Even on Sunday when they were getting burned, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, Trill Williams has been crazy good, right?
Yeah, no, great. Trill Williams has been awesome, man. That year 2, man, the kid's just showing the athleticism. He's showing size. He's hanging with the big boys, and it's been awesome to see. It was scary on Sunday. Like, he had a rep where it looked like he was going to go down.
Joe. Yeah.
Hey, you better load up for Nicky, honestly, man. Get ready to go.
Usually I'm good on here.
It's hard sometimes, man, especially in the morning when you're first getting into it, you know, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I just woke up, like my brain's not working.
This is training camp for you.
Preseason, bro.
The morning show. This is preseason for us.
Yo.
It's you know, the people understand they're working with you. That's why I love the fans here.
Good
okay.
to go.
So
yes, it was defense practice, man.
That's
awesome.
what I heard. Defensive practice pretty much on Friday. And the quarterbacks didn't look great at all.
Yeah, that's why it was nice to see. At least it was like all of them. So I don't know if it was like what they were dialing up, what they were working on. Maybe the defense was just so good, but at least it wasn't like, hey, it's only Tua sucking and Teddy's out here throwing 75-yard touchdowns left and right.
Was it Tua sucking, or was it? And I'm asking from a viewpoint. Was it Tua sucking, or was it just the mentality of all the quarterbacks they just weren't, like, nobody was really effective on
everything
Friday.
Seemed like off sync, like everything was like a second late, like fair. Right to the left, right to the right, you know, like a little dangerous balls sometimes. Like, it was not that pinpoint accuracy that you'd want to see. It was almost like, oof, that could have been a pick. To the point where, like, I get it. Some people
it's tough in training camp, right, guys? Like, you're watching something, and you're like, would that have been a sack there? Would that have been an interception there? Would Tua really have done that there? Would the wide receiver had finished his route? That, like, you have to put all that in perspective when you're at training camp, right? Like,
exactly,
those things matter.
And if you let all those, like, those all would have been sacks, would have been interceptions, would have been bad plays, I can see how you can start to slide down a really, like, negative slope. I try to be a little bit more positive, not go down there. So I was left at best feeling uneasy, you know, like a little muted on Friday. but definitely rebounded on Sunday. I don't know how you felt, Nicky, on Saturday.
Yeah, so let's go to Saturday. Let's go to Nicky. You were at Saturday's practice, 305 day. A lot of fans at Saturday.
That just sounds fun. 305 day.
305 day, I heard, was great. So tell me about Saturday.
Well, Saturday was, like I said in my video, was average at best. And no one really looked that good, but I wouldn't necessarily put that all on just Tua's performance. So it's almost anytime that they were out there, they were handing the ball off, screen plays, 2 plays, and then they're rotating. So they never really took many shots down the field. They didn't really try for many explosive plays. Tua had a nice strike to Jalen Waddle. He had a couple nice deep balls like during drills and shit like that. But during team, they were very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very conservative, like with what they were showing and what they were calling with the starters at least. Because anytime Skyler or Teddy would go in, like they'd start dropping back and start throwing the ball 30, 40 yards down the field. And then I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then they would put 2 in the game, and it's like hand off, dink and dunk, dink and duck. So I don't know. I mean, it was a very average practice at best. And yeah,
Well,
I mean,
all right,
that's pretty much
so
it. There was really nothing special about that.
Before I
practice.
get into on the field, the fans, Saturday was a crazy day. Like everybody was there. What was the fans? What was the atmosphere like on Saturday for the most part with the fans?
Everyone's dialed in. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's fired up. Everyone wants to see a winning football team. That's not a question. Like this fan base, I really think they're on a different level right now. I think they're the most excited they've ever have been. And that's saying a lot because every single year we do the same thing. We drink the Kool-Aid, we get hype, we swear we're going into the playoffs, we swear we're going to win a playoff game. And then we don't make the playoffs, and then we all panic and freak out and say how much we hate this team. But it feels different. I've been to training camp every single year for the last 20 years, and there's just something different when you see Tyreek Hill running around. You see a Javon Holland absolutely lighting up practice dummies. You see a guy like Xavier
I've
Howard.
heard like you've heard a pop with Javon Holland's hits on like
Every play.
every play.
Kids
Him and
down there,
Jalen
man.
Phillips,
kid's
I
a
heard, are
monster,
like
bro.
killing it.
He's a monster, dude. He really is. Like, I think he's going to be a top 3 safety in the NFL. I already think he's top 10. I said that last year. Like, he was the biggest.
I told you what he's about to do.
Biggest
this year.
Pro Bowl snuff in the Miami Dolphins last 5 years.
Dude,
I
he
don't know
was
about
like,
the
that kid
biggest
is a
Pro Bowl
dog.
snub, but he was a snub. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like,
massive
No, I'm
snub.
saying biggest Dolphin Pro Bowl snub in the last 5
what
years.
about was it Xavier? Was Xavier?
Xavier
2
Howard's
years?
definitely made the Pro Bowl every year.
Okay, all right.
It made me feel like
2 years
like
ago, 2 years ago, he led the league in interceptions. There's no way he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
the Holland one made me feel more like when Rashad Jones missed it a couple years back and Cam
okay,
Chancellor.
yeah.
I don't know if that was 5 years
Rashad
ago,
Jones.
but yeah, man,
G5.
Rashad Jones.
G5.
He was a dog.
I
We
love
had to
so
let him go, though. He
he's
was always
great.
hard.
We've always had a
hurt.
decent secondary for the most part, you know.
But we haven't had a
Um,
great safety since Rashad Jones, I'd say. So it's nice that Javon brings that
Javon
back.
is definitely, totally 100%. All right, so now let's go to Sunday, Nando. So let me tell you, Friday and Saturday before we get into Sunday is look, the internet's going, Tua's hasn't looked great, Tua's looked bad, the team looks bad, this is not looking good. There was a lot of negativity from Friday and Saturday within the media. Now, I say negativity, also would like to also say on the other spectrum of that, constructive criticism, right? Like there's nothing very warranted. They haven't played well. So it's not I don't want to say negativity. I'm saying negativity. Let me retract that statement. Warranted criticism on how the team has performed on Friday and Saturday's training camp when it comes to the offense, right?
100%.
Now,
I just meant more like, like they see the first 2 good practices, man, and then they see the 2 like weird practices on Friday, Saturday, and they immediately go, "Oh, the first 2 the good ones were flukes, the bad ones are the norm." It's not so, because Sunday we balled.
Sunday, I have never heard so I am on Twitter all day, and all I hear is just everybody is saying this is the greatest training camp practice I've ever seen. This is unbelievable, absolutely amazing. Like there's a million things, but it's all positive. But it's not even positive. It's like this is great. Like this is going to be fire if this is how this team looks this year. So explain to me what you saw on Sunday.
I mean, when you're seeing bombs to Cedric Wilson, Trent Sherfield is making 60-yard plays, like top to bottom. Everyone was just showing out. I don't know if it's because like there were so many fans and it was packed, but like the players were responding definitely. I don't know if they needed to bounce back from the last couple rep practices, but the energy was there. Everything that seemed out of sync seemed to just match up again. Like everything seemed to be on time.
Whatever was
Placement.
wrong on Friday and Saturday automatically came to fruition on Sunday.
And McDaniel just said, he's talked about not correcting things in the middle of practice and waiting till afterwards and just reviewing it as a whole, because that's how you would fix things in a game. You can't always adjust things. You can't just toss away your game plan. You've got to just let it ride out sometimes. So he's talking about just fixing it after practice. I guess I'll take it because it looked and showed up squeaky clean on Sunday, and the offense was clicking and humming.
I think the difference in why Sunday was so electric is because the play calling was completely different. We saw Tua throw 4 to 5 40, 50-yard passes like on Saturday.
Straight bombs and all connected from what I heard.
I'm telling you, the only time Tua threw further than 45 yards on Saturday was when they were doing the net drill. Other than that, they didn't take any shots down the field. So I think they put on the show for the Members Day on Sunday, and the play calling completely changed. You see Tua dropping an absolute dime in the bucket between Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, then like you said, to Sherfield. I mean, he was out there dropping dimes, bro. He was dialed in. So I think that the major difference was just the play calling. Like they were just McDaniel was like, okay, look, it's only Members Day, so maybe it's a smaller crowd. And then they shifted it to the closer field because the other 2 days was on the far field because they know everyone's recording everything. Mm-hmm. And then they just opened up the playbook a little bit more, especially with the ones, because Tua was out there slinging the ball multiple times.
All right, real quick, let me bring on somebody to the discussion who has been at training camp. A very good friend of the programs, one of the goats of the YouTube community, Mr. TD Fins Talk. What's up, TD?
TD.
There we go, TD.
TD, take yourself off mute, man.
I'm not on mute.
Okay, what's up, man? How are you, my friend?
I don't know. I'm just trying to calm my life down. I just keep on hearing a whole bunch of stuff from people that's just not the reality, man.
Okay, well, you tell us what the reality is, TD. Tell us what we should be thinking instead of what we're talking about up here.
No. The fella's talking good stuff. I'm just saying in general in the community. But there's some perspective to things. Like Nicky Smokes just said. Well, actually, I don't think the play calling changed, Nicky. The defensive play calling changed. Didn't you see a lot of cover 2 on Sunday?
I wasn't there Sunday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Nando was there on Sunday though.
Yeah, they definitely switched up the defense, man.
Yeah, didn't you see a lot of cover 2 high safety?
It's
compared to what you saw on Friday, Nando.
Compared to what I saw on Friday, or are you talking about Saturday?
Yeah, because I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Gotcha.
And they basically covered 1 the entire camp, except on Sunday, Members Day, they were covered 2. So you ran a zone, so you had a lot of people running free in the intermediate, just like the what's his name again? Cedric Wilson catching the pass for like 20 yards, ripping up the field for 60. All of that sitting in a zone. So I don't know. A lot of people are coming with this, they're putting on a show for the fans and this and that. I mean, I think football is football. I just think our defense was working on more zone. But like I've always said for the last 3 years, I hate when this team runs zone because they're terrible at it.
Yeah, I mean, at least what I was happy with was seeing that timing in, man. Like he was putting it behind safeties, behind corners again. He was finally finding the windows, and like I get it, it's a different coverage, but
yeah,
face it,
yeah, it's not a question about Sunday. Tua was on a little more than he was some of the previous days. Again, I wasn't there Saturday, and everybody said it was an average at best day. I don't know. I can't speak to it. It's just what most people are saying. I could only speak to the days that I was there. And Sunday was one of the better days. But, Steven, you said that, he's never had a better practice than Sunday. That's not true. Tuesday, this man was on God level.
I heard Sunday was
big
like
statement
that, though,
from
too.
you.
I was there Sunday and Tuesday. Tuesday, I mean, I did a video after saying, he's definitely gotten better. And I mean, he couldn't miss anything. Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't miss much on Sunday, but it was still plays that, he wished he had back on Sunday. But Tuesday, he couldn't do any wrong, and he did no wrong. Tuesday, that man lit it up and had me, rethinking my whole evaluation.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, TD. What's your new evaluation of him?
Yeah,
Do
where
you
you
think
at now,
that
man?
he could be better than Jimmy G and can win us a playoff game?
Okay, so my new evaluation,
MVP-ish.
Man, Steven, you need to change that title. I don't know what's wrong with you.
You're gonna give TD a heart attack, man.
But no, my new evaluation is, see, this is the thing about Tua. The truest knock on Tua that nobody really want to discuss on a consistent basis is the fact that he is inconsistent.
Yep.
It's the fact that he can give you performances where you feel like, oh my gosh, this guy is actually turning the corner, and then he slaps you in your face 2 or 3 times in a row before he makes you think
by drive too. Like in
yeah,
to a game, it's almost drive by drive, not even game by game. Like one drive, he's absolutely dialed, and the next drive, you have that stupid interception. You're like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, you see, he goes to the pick, the touchdown, the pick, like the turnover, the good plays, like it's literally drive by drive, Nick.
And that's the problem. When I go to practice, I look at it in real time. I look at, would we be punting right now? You see what I'm saying? So what many people don't realize about Friday's practice is the fact that we went 14 plays in 11 on 11s before we got our first down. And that ain't just the quarterback. We talk about offensive penalties, sacks, runs that went for 2 to 3 yards max. We went 14 plays before we got our first down.
It was sloppy.
And that failed, that's 3 to 4 punts.
Right.
That was the first day with the refs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy, especially on the offensive line. Like it was a lot of holding, a lot of false starts. That's the Connor Williams day, right? Where he was lining up at center and it was looking a little rough for him. Yeah.
Yes.
He's cleaning up a little bit, but it's definitely still some high snaps I saw on Sunday. But do you think that might have held the offense back a little bit? Like when they were transitioning more to like those little sloppy reps at center? Or
well, at the end of the day, it hurt in the capacity that it hurt, but at the same token, it's not like all of them were that way. You know, we got snaps off. We had some clean pockets. So to answer the question about my evaluation on Tua, has it changed in X, Y, and Z? If I have time, I'll take like 3 minutes. I could walk you through my exact process of this entire camp. I get there on Tuesday and I see Brady on the field, right? And I know that's exaggerating, and it is exaggerating, but I need you to understand how impressed I was. That's why I use Brady's name, okay? So I see Brady on the freaking field in Tua. And I'm sitting there just enamored like, man, this guy is dropping every dime to be dropped deep, short, intermediate. And Wednesday comes, and in warm-ups, something was wrong. I was like, what's going on? And Reason can verify this because, he actually has the footage. He has every play from Wednesday. He said it on my show yesterday.
You there, TD?
I think we lost him.
TD, did you just get dropped? They came and got him, bruh. 2-9 came and got this man. Oof. They're like, what you about to say?
You're saying too much. You're saying too much.
All right, let me hit the reset button while we wait for TD to come back. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. Clock Blockers right here on the #1 Miami Fan Network, the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is myself, Stephen D, Nicky Smokes, and Nando Talk. It is Monday. Just a quick announcement, as we stated earlier, during football season, when week 1 starts, you will see us 3 on Tuesday mornings right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network for Clock Blockers. Super excited about that. All right, so before TD comes back, let me bring up a couple of other questions, because one of the things that was not discussed over the weekend was the Dolphins brought in 3 free agents, offensive line free agents, on Saturday for a workout. Centers, correct. What do you think about that? Like, what did you think? I mean, I've not heard great things coming out of camp when it comes to, snaps, when it comes to Connor Williams, when it comes, like, what have you guys witnessed since you guys have been to training camp on this O-line?
Well, I'd say mix. I think it's been like 50-50. I mean, when I went, they looked pretty good run blocking. Tua had some time, and then there's other days where on Twitter it's like they couldn't block anyone. So I feel like it's been very inconsistent. But, I've seen some pockets for Tua during this training camp that I've never seen before on a regular Sunday. So do I think they're better than possibly the worst offensive line in the history of the NFL last year? 100%. I definitely think they've improved. But I also don't feel like we have our set offensive line. I don't think they have their set starting five yet. And that's a big problem for me. Like, I'm tired of playing musical chairs with our offensive line. I want to know who our five guys are each and every single week. And the fact that we're working out three centers, which obviously aren't that great, or they would have already been signed by someone. It looks like a desperate call, to be honest with you. And I feel like it's something that we could have and should have addressed. And maybe it's something that we still can address. But, I mean, if we're pulling in three guys off the street 5 days away from our first preseason game, it tells me that they're not very confident with the guys that they have in the locker room right now.
Nando?
Yeah, I mean, it is scary, man. Like you said, preseason games are about to start. We're going to go up against the Bucks, and they're still judging whether they want Connor Williams or whether they're going to bring in a couple random centers. I think the best one from what I was randomly reading was he played like in the USFL or something. That's definitely not promising. Or like you said, he would have been already. They would have all three of them would have already been on teams. I think it's interesting that they're looking at them over JC Tretter. The only thing I can think of is maybe they're like, hey, either we sign Tretter because we need a starter, or we look at these three centers more as depth. More as a backup role. So I think they're about to debate and figure it out, because if you have Tretter, you can just plug and play him in right away. And if not, if you're just getting in depth, it doesn't matter really that the preseason is about to start, because they're going to be filling in roles anyways. Hopefully we get some starting quality play from center, though, whether it's Connor Williams, whether it's someone, though.
TD, you dropped off. Did 2-9 come get you?
Where did I leave off? Because I didn't even know.
Well, we just started talking about the offensive line play and the Dolphins bringing in three centers this weekend for tryouts.
TD was talking about Tua being godlike.
You were talking, you were talking.
Yeah.
Wednesday was different, I think.
Yeah, so Wednesday he was just godlike. I mean, Tuesday he was just godlike, right? And Wednesday, did I tell y'all Reason even has the footage from Wednesday?
That's where you dropped off.
Okay, so he can verify that on Wednesday was actually, in my opinion, his worst day of camp. Okay. He was just off. He was like in the warm-ups, he was short on everything. In the one-on-ones, he was short. It was 11 balls he threw in the one-on-ones. He literally underthrew 9 of them, hit one of them, and overthrew one. It was so bad, and people were like, oh, it's just warm-ups, it's just one-on-ones. But it carried into the regular practice. He was just missing all the out routes, the zig routes, like just throwing it out of bounds. Like something, and this was the day where all the Stephen Ross, the day after all that stuff dropped. So, and the fact that his personal life got leaked. So
I mean, do you chalk that up as that's what it is, or do you chalk that up for what it is? And that is, it was a bad day mentally. It was
honestly, since he had such a good day Tuesday, I decided to give him the excuse of chalking it up that all that stuff is just, something on him and he'll shake it off. So Wednesday was just the worst day for him that I saw, where he just misfired on everything. But then we had a day off Thursday and we come back Friday. And Friday, he was better than he was Wednesday. But what I noticed on the field, what most people don't notice, when the ball hikes, I look at the entire field. There's too many times where guys are streaking through the middle, or a wide open guy for 20, 25 yards is open, but we might take the first read and hit the 5-yard out. I pay attention to those things because I'm asking myself for 3 years, is he truly processing the field? or is he doing the Dan Marino pick a guy, let it fly, which I hate that notion. And I saw too much of that. So what people see is, oh, Tua connected on the 5-yard out and it went for another 3 yards for 8 yards. He's on the money. Yeah, but we missed a huge opportunity. So that's a good report on Twitter, but I'm evaluating everything. So Friday was a better day than Wednesday for sure, but it was slightly above average to me. It wasn't a light up day. It wasn't, anything like that. He had his misses and he had his good throws. Tua tends to always have good throws in practice for 25 across the middle, maybe on the sideline, dropping one in. But except Wednesday, nothing was working for him on Wednesday. Now,
TD, I got a question. I got a question real quick. But you said you're looking at the whole field, the big play. But if Tua's first read is wide open and he throws it, he's supposed to make that first read. But I feel like his problem is if his first read's not there, then is he seeing the whole field? Because I would say 99% of quarterbacks, if their first read is wide open, they're gonna throw it to him off rip.
And
you wouldn't go 1 is wide open and then go to 2 and then go to 3 and then come back to 1 and hope he's still open.
I agree with that, but that wasn't the case. The first read wasn't always wide open. There was times that he just threw it out of. There were times on that day he just threw it out of bounds. Like he tried to hit the guy another guy was draped on him, but the pass was too far, or the guy made a great catch fighting the defender off. And those are the things. It's like you'll take that risk, but you're not processing the field. And this is the issue. On Tuesday, I saw a Tua that snapped the ball, looked down the middle of the field, processing what the defenses was doing to determine what he needed to do. On Wednesday, I saw a guy who hiked the ball and looked straight at a receiver. That's the difference.
I was just clarifying because when you first said it, it sounded like his first read was open and he threw it, but you were upset because the second read was wide open 20 yards down the field.
Sometimes it would be open. But at the same, sometimes, and nothing's wrong with that. Again, that's the problem with camp when you evaluate it. Sometimes are hit and miss. He may have done it right this time, but the next time he didn't because it was actually covered.
Now, this is a question I have for the entire panel here. TD's looking at something, Nando's looking at something, and you guys could perceive something 2 different ways. Is there anything that you saw on social media over this weekend, fellas, that you thought the perception of that is just wrong? It's not a very accurate perception, whether that be from, not to call it any individual beat writers.
Yes,
but,
no,
okay,
yes,
go ahead,
100%
Nicky.
yes. All right, so, and this is no disrespect at all to Travis. Like he's excellent at what he does. He's the man, but he works for the team. Like his job is to gas up the team. So he sent out a tweet on Saturday that Tua was absolutely feeling it in the second half of practice, lighting it up, blah, blah, blah. Bro, he had one good throw to Jalen Waddle, that 20-yard hookup. Other than that, there was nothing that was going on. And the guys that work for the team just blow it up out of proportion. And, that's what they have to do. They have to sell you hope. They want people checking it out. But a lot of those training camp reports are just blown out of the water. So I think you get the most honesty from the guys that don't work directly from the team. Because remember, we were comparing the tweets between Travis and the other reporter on that one play was like, oh, it was really wobbly. And Travis was like, oh, it was a 40-yard dime, right in the bucket. I would go with the beat reporter, the guy that doesn't work directly.
Because he's unobjective. He has nothing to gain or lose in that.
There's no agenda. Exactly. So
they definitely blow it out of the water. That's what you have to understand. That's like a reasonable, smart take. Like you have to understand who works for the team, whose job it is to hype him up, and who's going to give you more of an unbiased, more clear opinion.
And here's another way to look at it. Tua throws the ball 65 plus times in camp, right, guys?
Yep.
Go to every one of their timelines each day. You get about 5 to 7 tweets about his plays. 5 to 7. So that tells you, and then 90% of them are all positive, and the only negative one is because they're trying to highlight a cornerback almost picking it. But to be fair to them, they've gotten just a little bit. They've gotten that order of, hey, we protect the team. Everybody needs to be positive. Don't report any negative. I mean, I was watching your show last week, Steven, and Daniel Ayofusi said it right on your show. Sometimes he looks at Twitter and he looks at his colleagues' tweets and he's confused, like, I didn't see that, so
Right.
Daniel and I have had conversations off the camera about it, and what I will say, and also some other people that cover the team on a daily basis, and the one thing that I have seen is that when you are with the team on a day-to-day basis, in order to be able to have the access or be able to
Absolutely.
get the perks, you can't be as critical as some other people because we live in a different world now, right? And so I feel like 25 years ago, a beat reporter saying that X person is not doing that well, you're going to read about it in a newspaper, and that's about it, right?
Right.
Now there's 15 different YouTubers, there's 20 different podcasts.
One retweet.
Yeah, one
retweet will put it in front of more people that read your newspaper.
We saw what happened yesterday. Somebody was messing around with a retweet on Facebook or on Twitter, like just a joke tweet, which was a bad joke, by the way. And it blew up.
The Tua with the middle finger.
Tua with the middle finger. It was such
Dog, that was
first
hilarious.
of all, I would never joke like that. But number two, like we saw where it goes. So we live in a different world now. And
it got me for a second, man. I was at camp. I saw when he walked away. He looked pissed. Like, I was like, oh, snap. Like, that makes so much sense. Because he went from signing to just like, my dad was next in line with the hat. Tua just walked away, just all mad. He did flick up his hand. He walked. I was like, dang it. Maybe he did flick him off. But then you just zoom in and you look at the fingers and you just see that it looks like he literally snipped off a finger, man.
Off. That's all he did.
Yeah, you're good to go.
I posted it and said, this is disrespectful. No real fan should do this. But when I found out that it was fake, I kind of left it up for another hour because I still thought it was funny.
I know Nicky thought it was funny.
It was hilarious. But I knew it was a troll off rip.
I didn't like it.
Well, he got me, so I laughed.
I know how the crowd is with Tua at practice. Like everyone loves Tua at practice. And even his biggest critic, unless they have absolute stones, I don't see them going straight up to Tua like, yo, like, we messed up and should have drafted Herbert. Like, you'd have to be an absolute dog if you said that to his face.
Another contradicting thing, man. See, here, like, you also have to watch the entire field, right? It was controversial last night, especially on Twitter, about that pass from Tua to Tyreek between Waddle and Holland. That was
dime.
It wasn't a dime. It was out of bounds. How can a dime be?
You think it was out of bounds?
No, it was out of bounds. First of all, I actually went through the frame, blew it up, and stealed it right when it first hit his hands. His first foot was already out of bounds. So, and that was the left foot. So the right one was certainly out. And the ref waved it out of bounds. And these people went so far as to show Teddy Bridgewater's throw the Tua that was exactly the same, that was inbounds, and only crop out the part where Tyreek caught it and say, see, Tua, he got 3 feet down. That was inbounds. They cropped a Teddy throw that looked the exact same and tried to say that was Tua and it was inbounds.
I'm about to pull it up. Let me see this.
Yeah, I actually tweeted the still frame the other day. Yesterday. I tweeted it out. It was out of bounds. And the refs were right there on it and waved it out. And X was even saying it was out. And the refs agreed with him. You could see it. You could see his feet on the white when you blow it up and you send it. Push it in.
That would be sad.
But the thing is,
I think the ref might have waved it out of bounds.
Yeah, the ref did wave it out of bounds. He said out of bounds. And here's the crazy thing: people saying,
"Oh my god."
Dude, are you looking at it right now?
Yeah.
And people say
now that was like the throw of the week.
Exactly. Now here's the crazy part. People telling me even if it was out of bounds, it was a dime.
It was a dime.
So we throw
if it's out of bounds, it's not a dime, bro. That ain't a dime. If it's not a complete catch, it's not a dime.
So that was my whole point. They
You're
were
not
like,
wrong.
Yeah, like, I mean, what do you want me to say? It was out of bounds, and why are you hating on that? I'm just telling you I was out there. The crowd went crazy for it because they didn't pay attention to the ref at the end. Call it out.
Here, watch the ref if you could see it.
I don't know if
You're
you'll
not
see.
gonna be able to see it. You're not gonna be able to see it.
If you
But you
send
see
it,
the-
I'll
He
post
calls it
up.
incomplete. He calls it incomplete.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
he
first time I
waves.
noticed
he
it. That's the first time I
actually
noticed it. He
waves.
went like this. He went like that. Yeah.
Even
That's the first time I noticed it. And I tweeted the video out.
even after that, Nicky, he actually waves it and tells you why it was incomplete. He waves his arms out of bounds.
Right.
Fucking
Damn.
freaking sadness, man.
That was the throw that had me ready to go. I was like, we're going to the Super
Don't
Bowl.
get depressed, guys. It's okay.
No.
It's
It
okay.
looked beautiful though. It's just that if it was in bounds, it would have been beautiful.
All right, so TD, what I'm getting from you is your biggest gripe with Tua right now is his inconsistency to be consistent.
Yeah, because I mean, bro, and here's another thing that gets me with the whole Tua narrative. They're making it seem like this man is on the MVP level now.
Well, so I just
Well,
so
you
everybody
said he was on a
knows,
Tom Brady level.
I put the
Godlike.
That's
I
the point.
put
One day.
the title of today's show to is MVP-ish because all I saw yesterday on Twitter was he's great, he's amazing, he's absolutely that, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. But is this
Right.
what is this real? Is this something that needs to be discussed? Has he really taken that big step that we all think he's going to take this year? Or we hope
or
he's
even the
going to
step
take?
that we need, top 15. Does he look like a top 15 guy? Like, does he clearly? Because when I saw him practice, he's clearly the best quarterback on our roster. So all that Teddy Bridgewater, Skyler crap, that's out the window. But has he looked consistently at a level where we're like, yeah, I would take him over Jimmy G Sunday through Sunday?
No, because here's the thing about Jimmy G. Jimmy G's level is Jimmy G's
Nando.
level, but he plays
TD.
at it consistently.
Get him, Nando. Get him, Nando. Tell
No,
TD why.
no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, okay, put it like this. If Jimmy G is a 7 out of 10, just hypothetically, right? Whatever you have him, but if he's a 7 out of 10, the difference with Jimmy G is he's going to consistently play at a 7 out of 10. Tua will give you an 8, then give you a 5, then give you a 6, then give you a 6, then give you a 7, then give you a 6, and then give you an 8, then give you a 6. That's the difference. That's the point that I'm making. So when we say better than Jimmy G, his ceiling is, but how often do you play at that level? And
Well, here's
that's
the thing:
problem.
training camp is great, but like if we don't see it consistently on Sunday, like none of this matters. Because I feel like we're always doing this to ourselves every training camp. We're like, oh, he looks amazing. Not even him, just the team in general. And then the Sundays come along, and it's like, oh, great, we beat New England, and then we lose 7 straight games.
And
So I mean, I don't think
we
we could give a proper analysis until we see it on Sunday.
34 days away.
and then what we do in training camp, Tua will throw one across the middle of the waddle and misfire for 25 yards. Then he'll throw a toe tapper for 20 yards to Tyreek on the sideline. That's a good pass, and Tua's lighting it up.
All right. Let me give you my 2 cents worth here because TD, you had mentioned, hey, look, when I look at practice, I'm looking at how many punts would we have had in this situation? How many, it was 12 plays before they got a first down or whatever like that on
14.
Friday or something. Yeah. Okay. I feel like in practice, though, you're not running an offense all the time for the sake of how you might be working on one particular play. You might be working on, how your rhythm is with one particular player or
they
a certain set of plays.
Huh? They actually have those segments. So there's parts of practice where you're just in the open field, just taking it from the 30 every play. Okay. I get that. But then if y'all were there Sunday, right? Didn't Tua got a shot to go all the way down the field, right? This was like closer to the end of practice where they were doing actual drives going down the field. Okay, they put like 20 minutes on the clock. The first team came out offense against the first team defense. What did the first team offense do on the first drive? They end up getting like negative yardage and basically they squandered their 3 plays, couldn't pick up a first down. Teddy comes in. Teddy takes it all the way down the field, and then he squanders in the red zone, and we kick a field goal. Then Skyler comes in. Skyler, same thing. The offense stalls. Then Tua comes back in. Then Tua finally gets the offense moving down the field, and we get a 1 yard touchdown by Gaskins at the very end. Then they skipped Teddy and they went to Skyler because they were done with Teddy for the day, I guess. And Skyler took him down the field also and got a field goal at the end. Then the last drive was a 2 minute. It was like your 2 minute drill, but we only had a minute and 15 seconds. Tua with his starters. Let's take it down the field. Let's run to end practice. A minute and 15 from the 35. Let's go. At first, it looked rough, and then he picked it up and he got us all the way to the 40-yard line with 52 seconds left. We all the way on the other side of the field, so it's looking good. We got 52 seconds from the 40-yard line. Long story short, 3 plays later, we're still at the 40-yard line, and it's 18 seconds left. Okay, then there was some I forget there was some type of penalty or whatever, but they end up going back to the 45, and then they hit I think Jaceki wide open or something like that on the out route. And basically, it was 11 seconds left, but we still were at the 40-yard line. And that's when he threw the pick to Javon Holland with 5 seconds left to end practice.
Oh, okay.
They have moments where they're literally situational trying to move it down the field, but this offense still struggles.
Okay.
And it ain't because of the quarterback. I'm not when I speak about the offense struggling, it's the entire offense. This run game, for the most part, has been very poor. The O-line continues to give up sacks. They have their moments where they're holding it together and we can get a 25-yard pass in the middle of the field, but those are few in between. And you
So
hear about
you're legit concerned about the O-line, right?
I'm concerned about the entire offense. I'm concerned about the entire offense.
Okay. All right. So I need to put this in perspective, though. Okay. To be fair, 90% of what I have seen on social media from the beat writers and the people that cover the team is that this look like they're very positive and very optimistic. Are they lying to me? Should I not believe that?
You can be positive and optimistic all you want, but when you're running cover one against this offense with Tyreek and Waddle, that's basically saying we don't respect your deep ball running a single high safety. How many teams do you think will run a single high safety against us? Come on. That's just totally disrespecting saying we don't believe in Tyreek or Waddle. Do you think teams feel that way about those two?
No.
Go look at Patrick Mahomes last year. Remember he struggled for the first 6 games?
Yes.
And they broke it down and they determined the reason why is because for the first time he's getting a lot more cover 2 looks. They're making sure that he has to throw short or intermediate. They're not giving up any deep balls. And the thing about Patrick Mahomes is he lives off of those 1 or 2 deep ones a game that really makes the difference.
Nando, do you have anything to say about all this?
Tua excels in the short intermediate, though, man. So if defenses are going to force and give him the short throws, the ones that we've been seeing him hit on the money, that, we're mad because they're short and we can have bigger plays. Hey, give Tua the short, let him dink and dunk his way to victory. I'll take the W's, man.
I agree, but this offense don't have as many short and intermediate routes in it
that we've seen
but
so
not,
far.
Not many defenses
I'm just
play
saying.
one high safety like we do. Like we abuse that.
Exactly, but we abuse that because you get one-on-one with Tyreek versus Noah, Waddle versus number 27, whoever that is. You getting one. Think about it. Even in that stretch, Xavier Howard wasn't even practicing in the second half of practice, and that's most days. X doesn't practice after the first set of 11 on 11s.
It is,
but are you saying they don't respect our deep ball because when we're running one high safety, we don't have the time to get it out there? Or are you saying
No. What I'm saying is we actually do the offense. We get those big chunks to Waddle and Cedric Wilson that you see in practice. We get those because of the single high look. That means
I got you. I know what you're saying.
You got a lot of one-on-ones with the Tyreek versus Noah.
Right.
Number 27.
Yeah, he should get cooked every time. Noah's gonna get cooked every time he's one-on-one.
But you think other teams aren't gonna have guys like Noah, Monogamy, and them out there on the field.
Right.
And when X is on
I think that's a fair assessment.
And when X is on the field, it doesn't happen much.
Now here's the point. Well, here's a discussion that I want to kind of lean towards too. There are some people in the chat here that are like, TD, you're being very critical. You're being very negative. I know Nando is Mr. Positive when it comes to the Dolphins. Do you personally have a problem with anything that TD says from the standpoint of, does it sound like he's being critical, or does it sound like he's just like there's nothing positive from the outlook? I
No,
want to get
man,
your
'cause
viewpoint on this.
you should
Nando.
get me and TD and you find the happy medium, like I admit sometimes I'm overly positive. I like to spin some things, sometimes focus on the good, like Von Joe likes to say. It's fine. TD, you're calling out some pretty fair points. I think there's always a way to combat them, though, which is what I'm saying. I'll focus on the positive. Like Nicky says, we still haven't figured out our O line. We're still playing the musical chairs. Like there's reps where we don't have front arms.
This will be the second week of pads.
Second week of pads. We're still fixing out, ironing out the little problems
of a brand new offense.
Is it troubles? Is it? I wouldn't say I'm worried. I wouldn't say I'm like. Sometimes I'm a little uneasy at practice when I see some little rough patches, but I'm not left saying like, dang, another year, another floppy offense. Like I definitely think we're going to have some success. Like I definitely see positive indicators, positive signs that this team is progressing and moving and mastering this new offense.
I think TD gets a bad rep.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he always says how he truly feels. And if Tua was out there slinging the ball, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, I don't think TD's gonna be like, oh, well, do you see his inaccuracy on his check down passes? Like,
Tuesday,
I don't think that's how he rolls. It's just sometimes he's going to say stuff that people are thinking that they don't want to say.
But you say TD?
He's got the balls for it, man.
Man on Tuesday because he deserved praise.
Exactly.
You get what you deserve. But even on another note with that, the thing is, man, I know that I'm overly critical because I want this team to win.
You should be, bro. We haven't won in 22 years.
Exactly. I want this team to fix the issues that I'm noticing. So I'm going to critique everything because I want them to fix every little thing I'm talking about. The problem is we've been so content with, oh, you just want perfection when you're not trying to get there. When the season starts, you start scratching your head after 4 weeks like, what is this? What's going on? How many times have we done that? We've sat there hyped up in the regular season and it's been 5 years now. And I've been keeping it real, and it ain't always been glamorous. And people say, you're just being negative. We're going to be just fine. And what was the ending outcome? We were not just fine. So was I being negative, or was it exactly what?
And that's what I try to combat to people. I'm like, we haven't been good in 22 years. So what do you want?
Like you can't be overly positive when there hasn't been anything positive.
But what I will say in this particular scenario is, and people are like, we're going to find out this week what it is. I disagree with that too, because I'm like, you think they're going to give up what they're going to do in the first week? No. But
that's what I will practice, though. I feel like behind closed doors,
Steven, this is going to be the week.
We'll get a very good look of what the offensive line looks like this week.
No, you're going to see it all. You're going to see it all because we don't even play them this year.
So,
we don't even play them.
Why would we
we're not putting anything on film? And the starters are going to play what? 5 snaps, 8
the first
snaps?
2 drives.
I think y'all have a misconception. I think y'all have a misconception about the NFL. There's no such thing as, well, we don't want to put everything on film. Teams run what they run. I think y'all are mistaken. You think we're running plays right now that we're never going to run? We are running
but it's the basics. Like we're not pulling out our
vanilla.
3rd and short stunts. Yeah, it's very vanilla, like basics. Because half the guys that are going to be playing are 3rd and 4th string guys that are probably never.
Guys, it's not the basics. The game plan changes every week. It's not the basics.
They are running.
There's no way Mike McDaniel is showing his full playbook.
I'm about to say what we're going to see week 1 and week 2 is going to be far different than anything we're going to see this preseason.
We know they're not showing the full playbook, but what I am saying, everything
1 or 2 nice plays.
Everything that they're running right now is part of the install.
Right. Yes, 100%. It's not like McDaniel has a separate offense for just
we'll see concepts,
like a completely different playbook.
But
same concept formations, but he's not going to empty the clip.
Explain to me, TD, what are we going to learn this week? Explain that, because I don't know what we're going to learn this week. I don't see it.
You're going to learn if the run game can actually appreciate it. You're going to learn if the run game can actually get through a good D-line. You're going to learn if the run game can hold up and give the quarterback time with protection. You're going to learn if the quarterback can actually process the field against a Todd Bowles defense, giving all kind of different looks. It doesn't matter if it's basic or not. You're gonna learn it, because this is another thing. If they're running basic stuff, it should be easy.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you're going to learn everything you need to know against it. You're going to learn that this defense is fake or real with a good O-line and a quarterback who going to make the O-line look better, and the quarterback who going to really challenge the defense, the secondary, to see how good they really are.
If TD Shake Money
You
with
won't
the
learn
$5
that, like,
donation
now.
says, if TD sees flaws into his game, you better believe Bill Belichick is seeing that in TD.
TD, what quarterback you talking
Thanks,
about?
TD, for facts and not feelings.
Tom Brady, he not playing in the game,
He's
but
not playing in the preseason. Oh, in the joint practices. The joint practices we'll find out.
He's practicing. I'm not talking about the game.
For sure.
I actually don't even care about the game. It's the two practices that I'm gonna be at that matters.
So when Steven said this week, you were talking about the joint practices and the preseason game. I thought you were just talking about the preseason game.
No, I ain't talking. Well, I'm actually not talking about the preseason game at all. That ain't nothing to me.
You're talking about.
Oh, so that's what I was talking to you about,
which is fair, but again, like they're not like we'll see some 7 and 7. We'll see some 11 on 11. Don't get it twisted,
bro. You're gonna see a lot of 11 on 11.
Well, that 11 on 11, I do believe that we'll see like the real playbook. Like we won't see unless you're there. I thought you were talking about the preseason game itself the whole time.
No, I'm not going.
When we're doing joint practice 11 on 11, like McDaniel is calling some plays that he wants to see how it works against another.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the game at all. I'm talking about these two practices on Wednesday and Thursday, I will be there, and I want to see what happened face to face.
That's
and here's the beautiful thing about it. Here's the beautiful thing about those practices too. Now you don't have to share reps. First team is going against first team the whole practice, and second team is going against second team the whole practice on different fields.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw Teddy rocking already with the 2s on Sunday. That was cool. It was Skyler and Tua with the 1s. So.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, they're gonna have first team versus first team the entire practice on both sides. They're gonna actually like go back and forth and play games.
Are you gonna be at both days, TD?
Yeah, I'll be at both.
I definitely want you to come on for like 5 minutes. I know you're gonna be doing your stuff, but I want to get your thoughts on it when you see it.
And Reason made a good point. He made a great point. This will be the determining factor. Let's see what our beat reporters report in Tampa
compared to what Tampa's do.
Yeah, and then see what I report. Then see what I report in Tampa. But the real story, what is the Tampa beat writers going to report?
It'll be nice to compare them. That'll be cool, man. And I like your thoughts, TD. You know, like I definitely think you get a bad rap sometimes, man. Like I think there's a distinction between being like negative and like what you do isn't negativity necessarily. It's more of like you expect better from the team and you want very good perfection. You know, you want to see the good signs. There's a difference between wanting to see it and then saying we're never going to get there.
I don't even think TD wants. So here's the thing, right?
Like no, what I'm saying is like you want to see good plays. There's people who just go to practice and then leave and they're like, we're never going to be good. I'll see you in 2030. You know, like TD, you just want to see the good stuff, man. And I hope we got the good stuff on Tampa, man.
I think I think it's when you see certain content creators or people that even cover the team beat reporters, I'll even put them in the same. You're going to get some of their personality that comes out of it, right? Like when you're covering a team, like Daniel can say, I try to be as non-objective as he can, but some of his objectivity will come into his column, what he writes. Like that happens, right? And so because what he thinks or perceives as one thing, TD or myself might perceive it as a totally different other thing. So there is some objectivity with it. What I like to explain to people, though, is that I think that one of the things that we don't see, it's not that we don't see it. It gets looked at as you're a Tua hater or you're somebody who just points out the negativity. Is I try to look at the glass maybe half full. Maybe TD will look at it as half full, but he'll come at it from the standpoint of this is why it's half full. This is the problem of it being half full. And here's in order to get a full cup, this is what we need to do. So I think there's different ways to skin a cat, right? There's different ways to look at this. And so I understand the reasoning for people getting on TD. I think it's very good to have Nando and TD on the same panel, because there's two different sides of the spectrum on the panel. And if you're looking at the same thing, at the end of this week, I want what I ultimately want is what I saw on Sunday, because everything I saw on Sunday, for the most part, and even to TD's after Tuesday's practice, was just positivity upon positivity, because it was there, not because it was something we needed to talk about or put into the to the narrative. It was there.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. TD?
And Steven, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
So here's my thing. This is the issue that I think people have. They'll recognize that the glass is half full.
TD breaks up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, though.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
My bad. I'm in a bad area. I said, here's the thing, bro. People want to recognize that a glass is half full, but they'll ignore the fact that it's also half empty.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly the point I was trying to make there. And so different ways to look at it.
I give you what you deserve. I give you what you're earning. I'm just calling it how it is. And Bubba Wallace had a quote yesterday that hit me. It hit me directly. He said, I only focus on the negative because, and I know it's not good and I need to try to do better, but I just want to win. That was his quote yesterday. I only focus on the negative because I want to win. Who cares about what I already know I can do well? Let's only talk about the things we don't do well so we can address those and make those a priority discussion, because if we can fix them, then what flaws will we have? We only need to attack the things we need to improve to talk about how we can really sharpen this team.
So that's why I ask you this question, TD. Do you think we're better now than we were at the end of last year?
The team as a whole, I feel like we're at the same place as last year, and I'll tell you why in a second. I feel like we're at the same place, but we still got weeks to be better than we were last year, because the defense is literally rocking and rolling, okay? Like I made this example yesterday. I put our team as a whole at a 6.5, because I give the offense 5 and I give the defense 5, right? Mm-hmm. The defense is 4.5 out of 5. The only issue I have with the defense right now is the fact that the linebackers and play action and passing plays, they don't get enough depth in covering passes over the middle. Our middle of the field is always wide open. So I give them a 4.5 out of 5. But unfortunately, I give our offense a 2, because I'm not enamored by the 1 out of every 10 plays that's a dime for 25 yards. It's just a thing of beauty. I'm looking at the fact that when we go to practice and we run 11 on 11s, first down, run to the left, -1 yard. Second down, run up the middle, 2 yards. Third down, a pass of 6 yards out of bounds. In the NFL, that would be a punt at this point. The fourth play, another sack. The fifth play, a high snap, and we throw it away. The sixth play, a run stuff. The seventh play, okay, that was a nice slant across the middle for about 12. That was beautiful. The eighth play, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing like just dominating going down the field. It's a whole bunch of gibberish with a bad run game, where the only time we can have any successful run is on the outside, and that's on a jet sweep or reverse, and the offense as a whole isn't moving the ball. But we get enamored at every 7 plays, there's a big chunk play, and oh, that was a beautiful dime. But what happened to the 4 plays before that, where we got 2 run stuffs for negative yards, we had a bad snap, we had a flag, we had an incomplete, So I'm sorry. This offense does not look impressive. I just think that every 5 bad plays, we ignore it because of the 125-yard dime that was thrown. And that's where I'm no fool. 25 yards only get you to the 50-yard line. And you could still end up punting. We need more consistently. And I brought this up on my channel yesterday. I said, let me tell you something. You have to decide, do you like last year's offense or this year's offense? So far, I know it's early and they can tighten it up.
It's too early to say.
Exactly. That's why I said I know it's early, but let me tell you the difference between last year and this year. Last year, the short passes were an extension of the run. So you might get a 5-yard pass from Tua, 3-yard pass from Tua, a 4-yard pass from Tua, but it was a first down, right?
Yes.
This year, you might get a negative 1-yard run, 4-yard run, incomplete, punt the ball. And you do that 2 or 3 times before you got a 25-yard strike.
I know you're making a point, but we don't even know that yet, though, TD. We have no idea what that's going to be like.
Y'all keep saying what you don't know, but this stuff transfers into the regular season.
I got you. What I will say is 2 things. Number one, I am deathly afraid as a fan of what this offensive line truly is or looks like. I have no confidence at this particular moment in what the offensive line, because
you think in 4 weeks they're gonna miraculously be great?
I don't know. I know what I see right now, or what I'm hearing. How about that? Because I'm not there. Is not been positive and not been good for the most part. And there's a reason that
we're gonna be all right.
Well, there's a when Nicky's the voice of positivity, there's an issue here. What I will say is the offensive line it does scare me. But aside from that, there have been a lot of things to put my finger on.
That's a big aside. That's a big aside. That's almost as important as your quarterback. Aside of our offensive line, that's a big aside. That's been the Dolphins' aside for like the last
22 years. 22 years. I think a big reason we haven't been successful, there's a lot of different reasons, but we haven't had a good offensive line for the most part.
Hold on, Steven. This is what confuses me. So you recognize the O-line at least, right? So what positive have you heard about the run game?
I haven't heard really anything about the run game, because 90% of what gets reported, or what I've heard, has been Tua in these throws. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all I've really heard.
The reason why is because every time they hand the ball off, they run into a wall.
Besides Edmonds,
Also throws sell. Throws sell. Like,
but
a lot of those guys, believe it or not, TD, they're trying to build their own audience. You know, how many more people do you think are going to click on the throw of Tua to Tyreek 50 yards down the field versus Chase Edmonds with an 8-yard run on second down?
Yeah, but how many 8-yard runs have you seen?
Well, I only got to go to Saturday practice.
Got like six Edmonds.
To be perfectly honest with you, the only narrative I am getting of that is from you, TD.
Let me tell y'all what's happening in camp in the run game. It is absolutely horrible. This is what the fans don't realize. The defense are not tackling. Christian Wilkins, the running back, can go up the hole for 2 yards. Christian Wilkins touches him with 2 hands, and then the running back start exploding, and people think that he broke for 8 yards. We are getting, that's why you got to pay attention to the refs going up 2 yards and saying this is where it stops. People out there cheering on certain runs that was 2 yards and they think it went 12.
Right. Yep.
And I'm telling you, it is absolutely abysmal. But this is the point I'm making to you, Steven. What have we heard for 2 years? The reason why Tua in this offense couldn't thrive because he ain't got time to throw the ball.
Time to throw the ball.
Okay, that's still, so if you still recognize the O-line issues, that's the issue, and we need a run game. It ain't doing nothing. So why do we have optimism now?
Well, 2 reasons. Number one, we haven't, Connor Williams is learning a new position, which I'm not 100% completely sold. And Teron Armstead hasn't been out there really.
Teron Armstead practiced the last 2 days.
And Sunday, according to everybody, was great.
Sunday,
right? Sunday, according to 95%.
Great. Okay, guys, was it great?
I loved it.
Nando was there.
Sunday.
Now, ask these men right here in front of you.
Nando was
it great? See this. There's a play.
I love Sunday.
He just said it was. What do you want? That's why Tuanon's coming after you right now.
They found him. He's on the drive, on the move. They've got operatives everywhere, man.
They got operatives everywhere, TD. All right, Miami
Dolphins can swim in the sewers, man.
Look, here's the reality of the situation. We don't know yet. We don't.
Right,
TD
great.
is sitting here trying to come in and out. We don't know yet, TD. That's the point of this. I agree. There has not been a lot of things to hang my hat on to say that this is, oh, I'm excited about this, X, Y, and Z. And everything I have seen, to Nicky's point, or to my point that Nicky co-signed, was all we've heard about is Tua's throws. That's it. We haven't heard about anything else. Or Javon Holland's hits.
That's why
TD. That's why TD's so triggered, is because TD's trying to tell us what we haven't heard, but what he's seen. That's why I feel like he's so passionate about what he's saying right now.
And another thing, you're hearing about 6 to 7 throws every practice from Tua when he throw the ball 60, 70, 80 times.
TD, is there anything positive you'd like to say that you've seen so far?
The defensive line is nasty. They are absolute beasts. The safeties are absolute beasts. I can't really gauge our corners because X plays half the practice. Nando. Xavier Howard plays half the practice. In the second half where he don't play, the offense finally start toasting the secondary. Now remember that. Look at every day. Tua's lighting it up in this second half of practice. How many times have you heard that?
Calm down, TD.
No, I'm just curious. How many times have you heard that? Tua's absolutely lighting it up in this second half of practice. Every time Xavier Howard and Javon Holland at times go sit down for the rest of practice, all of a sudden we lighten it up because Noah getting abused. Whoever number 27
how many
is.
Xavier Howards or Javon Hollands is he going to run into in the NFL, though, TD?
No, here's the better question. How many Noah Igmanogamies and number 27s, whoever that is,
I think run into players closer to Noah Igmanogany than closer to Xavier Howard on average. You know?
That's not true. If Xavier Howard is a 10,
Noah's athleticism though is top tier, man.
If Xavier Howard is a 10,
athleticism is good where it's going to be when he gets cut from the team.
No, y'all ignoring the corners in the NFL. If Xavier Howard is a 10 and Noah Igmanogany is a 5, he gonna run in the 7.
5. He's like
okay. What do you have?
I was about to say Noah. What
2? He started one game, got cooked by Stephon Diggs. He's never been back as a corner.
Okay, if you want to give him a 2, it don't matter. What I'm saying, NFL starting corners, because he's not a starter. Y'all just made a statement. You're gonna run into more Noahs than X's. You're gonna run into more 7s.
That's you're gonna run players more closer to Noah's talent level than you will to Xavier Howard, because I have Xavier as a top 3 corner.
Not the starting corners, bro.
Yeah, if we have Noah as a 2, though, then 2 is a 2, bro.
Exactly. You're gonna
anyone who's starting in the NFL is better than Noah.
If Xavier Howard is a 10, every week you're not gonna run into less than a 6.
No lies were told. Nobody disagrees with Nicky's point there. None.
Yeah. I'm trying to think I don't think of every play, but if Tyreek goes against some cornerback 2s, man,
you're gonna run into guys that play like Trill Williams every week.
Nick Needham.
Trill Williams has been. And Trill Williams
says TD. He said Stephen D. You really need to see practice. TD is not lying or exaggerating. The beat writers are reporting biased information.
They are, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta recognize.
Flipside's been there. Flipside was there. I'm telling you, bro.
Here's the thing, TD. I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't accurate or isn't true. But what I am also saying that if as a collective unit, a majority of the people that are saying, hey, look, there's a lot of they are focusing on, I don't necessarily have an issue with that, but I understand the issue of ignoring what's not being talked about. And that's okay to address.
No, it's still over exaggerated and it's falsehood. I mean, you got to look at everybody always say, what about the context? What about the context? Every time you get a highlight, it's either in zone or it's against Noah Igmanogany, point, period, blank. What you want me to take from that?
We all know that Noah's trash, so.
But what do you want me to take from that? Ooh, Tyreek with the beautiful one. Who was guarding him? Noah.
Yeah, but if it's like a streak, man,
The ball placement's been good though. Ball placement's been good.
Who's been number 27?
I have no clue. 27.
I have no clue.
Off the top of my head, maybe like Keon Crossan, but I think he's
whoever
30.
Number 27 is, him and Noah has been the primary guys on the boundary in the second half of practice when we all of a sudden start lighting it up. Whoever 27 is and Noah have been the dudes on the field for the last 3 segments.
TD, let me ask you something. If we come out in the first two, if we come out in these, inter squad 11-on-11s and we're hitting first downs and we're throwing touchdowns, your perception of how we are will change. Is that not correct?
Absolutely. That's who I am. At the end of the day, I can only go with what I see. I can only go with what I see.
Okay.
So I'm and that's my whole thing. That's why I'm not being biased. I'm not trying to get on nobody. I'm just going to talk about what I see, and I'm also going to give the reality. Because if we go into the regular season and this offense keeps stalling, people going to be scratching their head. This isn't what they were making to see because you ain't got Noah.
Here's one thing that I mentioned last week, gentlemen. I said one of my biggest problems is why are we not making a change, or why are we not addressing the offensive line need now, aka JC Tretter allowing them, and then to see this weekend on Saturday that they brought in 3 centers actually made me feel better that okay, they at least acknowledge there's an issue going on.
I don't want to hear that. You bringing in scrubs. Go call one of them 3 guys that's really good. Go JC Tretter sitting right there waiting. See, that's like bringing in Mance again.
Greg Mance, yeah.
Don't just go find centers and say we're going to work you out because you play the position and we're struggling there. Go get, if you really want to care about Tua and protect him and do right by him, go get a freaking legitimate center. Put Connor Williams at left guard, and 4 guys out of your whole line are studs at their position at that point, and all you got to worry about is Austin Jackson. And trust me, we will be fine if we just have to worry about that one. If you truly care about taking care of Tua and doing right by him, stop playing.
So your narrative is if they don't go out and address the center position right now, then they don't care about Tua. Is that your narrative? Is that how you feel?
What I'm saying is they're leaving.
Answer the question, TD. Yes or no?
No, I'm not saying they don't care about him, but they're not doing everything they can to give him the best chance to succeed.
Nicky, Nando, do you guys feel that way if they don't go out and get a center?
They added Tyreek Hill. They signed Teron Armstead. I mean, they're definitely upgrading what they can do for Tua. They brought in a coach that fits. Well, we said that last year, right? Or the RPO fits them. I mean, they're definitely doing as much as, I mean, I don't want to
as much. That's the key word.
They did a lot. They did a lot. They improved to a situation this year compared to last year. But that offensive line was abysmal. If they wanted to just solve the offensive line, they should have just signed 5 new brand new guys, and just never sign Tyreek Hill. I mean, you got to give and take. We got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and as a result of that, we only upgraded Teron Armstead. And I mean, yes, Connor Williams is better than what we had, but we haven't even seen him play on a Sunday. This guy led the league last year in penalties. Him and Austin Jackson, I believe, were the 2 guys that led the league in penalties. So, to TD's point, like the offensive line, until I see it, like it's still going to be a question mark. And then that could also lead to, well, is it really Tua's fault? Do we give Tua another year? And then is this going to turn into Ryan Tannehill 2.0, where it turns out to be an 8-year experiment?
That's what I don't want. That's what I don't want.
I don't want that. I think regardless, I think the Dolphins, let me say this. I think the Dolphins have put enough in front of Tua where they're like, okay, we know it's not going to be the best offensive line in the league, but we think it's going to be good enough to where if this kid's a 5th overall pick, we're going to win enough games to get into the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game, and then we'll continue to address the offensive line down the road. So I think regardless, it's make or break year.
So what is their job, though? What is their job? To put a lot around him or do everything you can for him?
Well, that's kind of 2 in the same because we had to bring back the whole defense.
No. We got $21 million. We got $21 million. They didn't do everything. They can still go make this roster even better.
Yeah, but who?
Go get Connor right now.
Tretter, yeah.
Not Connor, JC Tretter. Yeah. Go get him right now.
They could, man.
But why isn't anyone else trying to get Tretter on their team?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're determining right now
spoke to
whether we get
JC
Tretter.
Tretter's dad. I spoke to his dad, okay? Because about a month and a half ago, I'm like, man, we need a center. I'm not playing with this experiment crap. I reached out to his dad on Instagram, and I said, hey, man, we feel like, I just said this. I said, we feel like your son is the missing piece for us to go to a Super Bowl. And I said, can you convince him to consider Miami? His dad replied to me, and we had a back and forth conversation. Basically, what he said was, JC has gotten plenty of offers, but not to any teams that he would come to. He would definitely come to Miami, but they haven't even made an offer nor reached out. And then all these people come out and start saying, oh, JC Tretter, he doesn't want to practice in the heat in Miami and all kind of rumors. His dad said he's sitting at home waiting on the right team to make an offer. He's already turned down several teams. So he's at a point in his career where he want to be selective in where he goes, and he really probably wants a real chance to win. And his dad said he would definitely come to Miami if they made an offer. So where's the offer?
Does he want 10 million and have bad knees? Because that's the
now that may be the issue. Maybe the money. Maybe the money is the issue. But we got 21 million. Are you doing everything you can for Tua?
It's not my money. I'd spend it. I'd spend it. It's not my money.
So to TD's point here, I would personally bite the bullet on the money and go get Tretter
100%.
if the offensive line is as bad as we think it is.
I just think we're determining whether we need a Tretter to start or whether we need depth at those like random like young centers.
Well, according to TD,
we do.
TD, correct me if I'm wrong. Right now we have crap.
You know, if we're signing a center, I want Tretter. I don't want some USFL standout. Like I want a real deal. You know,
the center play in practice has been horrible. Like 25% of every snap is high. The quarterback, we've had a lot of center quarterback fumble exchanges. Also trying to block up the middle has been abysmal. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon, and Zyler have been having their way in practice.
Those are some dogs, though.
Some big boys.
Yeah, but this is what a lot of people don't realize. We always talk about the dogs we have, but this is the NFL. Half of the team have dogs just like us.
No, man. I just looked at cornerback twos for other teams, man. Like the Patriots have like freaking Patriots have like Terrence Mitchell, bro. Like the Buccaneers, where they have Carlton Davis and they have Jamel Dean as cornerback two. Like you got
why are you saying cornerback two? I don't get what you're saying that for.
What are we talking about starting cornerbacks and not about like monogamy? You know, they're not going to be every time like where they're going to follow Tyreek around. We're going to move them around. They're going to have Jalen Waddle.
I agree with Nando's point. A majority of the corners in the NFL lean more towards they're closer to Noah than the talent level than they are.
I'd say closer to Nick Needham. Like Noah
Nick Needham. Nick Needham's a lot.
Noah is really bad.
I personally think Nick Needham would be a starter.
That's so funny that y'all said that.
2/3 of the NFL.
It's so funny that y'all said that, and then you named the two teams that develop corners every single year.
I just thought about the two teams we're about to play.
Who was J.C. Jackson 2 years ago? You would have read, they got a guy named J.C. Jackson. Who is that?
Who's he going to be this year?
Bill Belichick. Don't ever sleep on Bill Belichick.
I'm sorry right now, but the narrative coming out of New England is they are straight trash. They've had a horrible training camp. There's like Wack Jones has been like the beat writers and everybody who covers New England. They are like, this is going to be the worst team the Patriots have had in the last 25 years.
If Wack Jones has been terrible, then who makes you look terrible? That secondary.
And if they're trash too, then I'm not.
Bill Belichick. Well, Steven. First of all,
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna call it right now. Hot take. Patriots finished last in the AFC East this year.
Well, I hope so.
Patriots finished last in the AFC East this year.
Jalen Mills, Terrence Mitchell, Malcolm Butler is not a terrifying secondary, and they're locking down Mac Jones. Like, at least Tua is going up against a crazy defense in practice day in, day out. Like,
why do we always say that with a Bill Belichick defense? Bill Belichick is the #1 person in the NFL that creates.
I get it, but I'm not putting this man on a pedestal forever. I'm just not going to
put
do
him
it.
on a pedestal. Tell me the last time Bill Belichick had a trash secondary.
I don't care what he's done in the past. What I am telling you is what I've heard this year, bro.
Yeah, you would have said the same thing 2 years ago with who is a JC Tretter. They're not scaring anybody. And now the guys are all pro and getting money just like any of the best. I mean, this is Bill Belichick.
Patriots finished last in the AFC East this year. Okay, that's what I know. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I'm good. I think we'll beat them twice if we're on the money. I don't fear the Patriots either. I'm just talking about we're going to be going up against secondaries. I mean, the Chargers secondary. I mean, you got a lot of secondaries that we're going to play in games that we're going to need to win, where it's not going to be easy at all.
Let me hit the reset button, guys. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Monday. I have a great stacked panel this morning. Nicky Smokes from The Smoke Show. Go follow him. With some of the best offense content out there. Nando Talk. You can find him on his own channel as well as Miami Sports Fanatics Show. You also have stuff up there too. And then we got TD. And then we also have the legendary, the GOAT, TD Finns Talk. And look, you can say what you want, but this man is a legend, and I love him. And I don't know if I'd be here today without a guy like TD Finns Talk. So shout out to TD. There are some people in the chat that would like to talk to you, TD, as well as some of the other people. So I'm not going to have a big panel, but I think I'm going to bring on one person at a time. Do you guys want to take some questions from the people in the chat today?
Let's rock it.
Can I ask these guys like a few questions first real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll bring on, and then after that, I'll bring on. People want to ask you questions too.
Nando, scale of 1 to 10. You saw the training camp. You saw where's Tua?
Where's Tua at right now?
1 to 10.
1 to 10, I'd definitely give him like a 7.6. We'll give him a 7.6. He's definitely got to improve. You know, it's the consistency for me. Wednesday and Friday were not the pretty. The only practice I've missed so far is Saturday. So Wednesday and Friday were not the prettiest.
Same to me. I only missed Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 7.6 and win a Super Bowl. Nicky Smokes, where you got him?
I've only been to Saturday's practice. Based off everything I've seen, he looks better. Last year, I thought he was a 6. So I don't want to say he's a 9 before I see him on Sunday. But I'm right around there with Nando. I give him like 7.5 right now, 7.5, and if I see it on Sunday, I'll bump it up.
Yeah, with room to grow, with hope to grow.
I gotta see everything on Sunday though, because it don't matter until Sunday, because like with Tua, like we said, it's drive by drive, and if he starts stringing multiple games together where he's playing good, I'll have the utmost confidence in him to go out there and win us games.
All right, last question for you guys. For me at least. What's your biggest concern with this team from what you've seen on the field so far?
Offensive line.
Definitely the O-line, man.
Like before the year started, it was Tua, offensive line, and I feel like I've seen a good amount from Tua where I have more confidence in him going into the season than I do the offensive line going into the season.
Well, I got one more question, actually. So this is a good one. Looking at the AFC, all these quarterbacks, so don't just pay attention to ours and what you saw, but what you're seeing around the league. Is Tua going to make a Pro Bowl this year, going to be one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the AFC? Don't give me that look, Nick. Smokes.
You a troll, bro.
Just asking.
Bro, you know the answer to that question, dog. Come on.
I know the answer. I'm looking at Stephen D's title. I mean, come on.
All right, so that means Mahomes and Allen can't make the Super Bowl. That means Justin Herbert can't make the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson can't make it. Derek Carr, you'd have to put up there. Lamar Jackson, you'd have to put up there. Joe Burrow, you'd have to put up there. I mean, bro, if you make the Pro Bowl on the AFC team, you're savage. But no, I'm not giving that credit to Wack Jones, because you getting selected as like a call-up guy does not count. I don't rock with that.
But
If you're not on the
if
first
that
selection,
happens
like
with
that
us,
don't
I'm gonna
count.
count it for Tua. I'm not saying that.
Let
me tell you, if that happens for Tua, I'll be like, he made the Pro Bowl.
That's whack. Like
he made the
you
Pro
made the
Bowl.
roster because
That's
people
fine.
didn't want to play.
I'm gonna say this.
Mac Jones can hold us accountable. We will not count it.
Well,
I'm not counting that.
Find me.
Y'all don't have to, but Stephen D will.
No, because people are like, "Oh, Mac Jones is better than Tua. Oh, he made a Pro Bowl." It's like, bro.
Yeah, Andy Dalton got called up 1 year.
Like, come on.
That's true. Andy,
that Pro Bowl is a scam.
The ginger.
Andy Dalton got called up. They let him play the last drive of the game. He threw a pick, lost it for the team, and everyone's like, "That's why Andy Dalton's not a Pro Bowler, man."
All right, I do want to remind you guys, we got over 200 people in the room. Shout out to you all, by the way. I think this the reason that there's over 200 is because of Nando Talk and Nicky Smokes. I don't know about this TD fella.
Nando didn't answer the question. I'm still waiting.
For which one? Refresh.
Pro Bowl.
Oh, we'll outspar you right there. The Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. So the Miami Dolphins consistently get snubbed. We never generate enough people to vote for us. We only rely on the Miami fan base and the rest of the haters.
Way
so
to go, Nando.
if Javon Holland can't get Pro Bowl, it's only fair that Tua will get snubbed after a quality season.
So do I need to reframe the question to all pro then?
Yeah, no, Tua's not getting an all pro. Do they have fourth team all pros? We got some fourth. Third team all pros.
Wow. So hey, Steven, I'm so sorry. I actually got one more question for them now.
Never.
Please let me
have a fourth team all pro. Bro, that's getting clipped, son. I'm telling you.
Not Nando. Oh, they gonna come for you, Nando.
Level 2 Noob says, "Can I time out there?" Yeah, just so you know, you guys can't get kicked off for the day, but you guys can get timed out for 10 minutes. So just be careful. They can come for you. They'll come for you. You can get the 10-minute timeouts.
So one more question.
Go ahead. Real quick before you do. So we got over 200 people in the room. Only 94 likes. Hit the like button, please. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. If you guys donate to the channel, it goes such a long way. If you want to ask a question in your donation, that would be amazing if you guys can do that. And if you guys come on, I'm going to bring people on one at a time. Just be patient. I'll let you go back and forth a little bit with the people, but try to address everybody, not just TD or not just Nando or not just Nicky. I know you guys don't care about me at all. You guys are here for these three, not for me. But I do love you all. Okay, so real quick, TD, I'll ask you one last question before I start bringing on people.
All right, so you see the AFC, right? There's at least 6 teams that were like powerhouses on offense last year. I mean, they putting up like 30 a game. Your Bengals, your Chargers, your Chiefs, all of those, the Buffalo. You got like 6 teams that were already, they didn't need to get better on offense. But in the offseason, they went and made their defenses stout. And some of them already had great defenses. Buffalo, number 1, different guys like that. Where does this team have an advantage this year over anybody else? Because even at the receiving core, we're the 10th best receiving core in the league.
Speed. I think we're the fastest team in the league. Speed. We have the most speed in the NFL. This is the one thing you can't coach is speed.
The Miami Dolphins will lead. The Miami Dolphins will lead the NFL in yards after catch this year. There is no doubt in my mind that that's going to be the case, and it's going to be purely based on speed. No other reason.
And our secondary, I think we have the most. When healthy, if everyone's 100%, we have the best secondary in the NFL. I'll say that confidently.
Deepest by far. True Williams probably won't even play that much once we get healthy, and he's been balling in camp.
That's why Noah will not make the team, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Yeah,
Noah's making.
Just want to throw that out.
Still under contract.
Noah's not making this roster, bro.
Yes, he will. He starts on special teams.
He's not making this team.
You need special teams. They're not going to just cut him. He's a starter on special teams.
He's a first-round special teamer right there.
The man has, with the exception of one game, played a total of 8 snaps or something like that last year on defense. They do not.
Stephon Diggs took
his soul. That special team C on Noah,
bro.
You better. Okay, Nando. Now I know you're trolling. All right, let me bring on
team C.
Y'all are getting out of hand. Y'all coming out of left field with this. All right, let me bring on. I'm gonna go in order as you came on, as what I see here. Okay, first person I'll bring on is Rashad. What's up, Rashad? Good morning, man. Take yourself off mute.
Morning, fellas. Morning.
Good morning.
Ask whatever you'd like to the people on the panel this morning. They are all yours for the next couple of minutes.
I got a question for TV because I noticed something throughout his reporting through training camp last week. His best day, I believe, TV said was Wednesday,
Tuesday. He said
Tuesday, and that was after 1 or 2 days of rest, right? And then his next best day was Saturday, and that was after a day of rest.
No, Tuesday was after rest, but Saturday was not after rest.
Wasn't after rest. Oh, okay. And Saturday was a good day, as everyone's reporting, right? Or is that
Saturday was not great.
It wasn't
because Tua underperformed. It's just they didn't really call anything where you could have a fair evaluation of how he practiced.
Oh, I got it mixed up. Sunday was a great day, right?
Yeah, Sunday
it was
nice.
a better day,
or a better reported day by the public. That's all. I was trying to put that together for a while now. Like, is it because TD did say something about it might be because of all these days he's doing 65 throws, he might be getting tired and fatigued. And I'm thinking after a football game, we normally do get a day off, but I was trying to put that together. That's it. Nothing in particular. Nothing crazy.
That's all you wanted, Rashad? That's all you wanted to say? You just wanted to say that? Nothing else?
That's it. I agree with TD on some points. I understand where TD's come from. I believe TD is scarred, like most of us, and they take his analysis as Tua sucks. That's how it's being perceived.
I'll say this because I don't want that to get twisted. And TD, please correct me if I'm wrong. We're all scarred as Dolphin fans. That's a gimme. But I don't think that TD's analysis of his team comes from being scarred or being pissed off at what they've done in the past. I think TD makes all of his points based on what he sees right now, not from what they've done in the past. Am I correct in saying that, TD? I don't want to misunderstand that.
Exactly. I mean, I'm only giving you what I perceive as real. So
correct.
That's
Doesn't
why I
mean
say
it's
when
right.
I come on other people's
view.
That's why I say when I come on other people's platform and I watch their
that doesn't mean it's right.
When I watch their show, the first thing I do is go in the comment section and say, "Let's go Tua for MVP." and everybody replies, TD is trolling.
TD's trolling.
No, but I'm not trolling him.
Dead serious.
You really mean that? I got you.
Am I not allowed to be a fan?
You can be.
When I'm on my channel, I'm just giving you the real what's going on. But when I'm coming and visiting somebody else, I could be a fan.
You know how they feel about content creators now, TD. You can't, you know how it is. All right, Rashad, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
The two. At least I know how to separate the two.
Rashad, tell the people, hit the like button. Oh, he's gone. All right, never mind. All right, next we're gonna bring in from Bills Mafia, Mark, who is a Bills fan, who's a very loyal listener of the channel. Mark, what's up, Mark?
Hey, good morning to all, and hope everybody's doing well. TD, thanks for the great podcast yesterday. It really was illuminating, and it just makes me bring up a point about with Wilson and Gesicki. I just have a feeling that, as I've said multiple times, these two guys are basically fighting for the same spot. I know they've been trying to work Gesicki into the blocking scheme, but with the offensive line issues as you see them, I just really see, like, in Dallas having huge holes right now, wide receiver, especially with the injuries that they're having. A trade is got to be available.
Level 2 noob, you got to go, bro. I mean, level 2 noob, Mark, you got to go.
I was about to.
Somebody answer.
Was he hinting that we should trade one of our wide receivers for?
Yes.
On
no. So I've talked to Mark about this. He wants us to trade Gesicki because he thinks he's obsolete because Cedric Wilson will just evaporate.
I could care less if we trade Gesicki or not.
Yeah.
Like
for like
I don't think he has. I could care less if he's on this team or not.
I just don't think there's a center out there we could trade Gesicki for. Is what I've talked with him. I'm down if there's like a center equivalent of Gesicki, but that's like. Then we get like a worse center and then like a second or third round pick or something. I don't know how worth it that is.
The issue with Gesicki is he's not going to give you $10 million worth of production this year. If you see how he's being utilized in this offense, they want to use him as the sneak out guy. So what that means is block, 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 block. Then the defense fall asleep and they're using attack blocking. So what that means is when they hike the ball, he's going to the linebacker. I'm finding you. So the linebacker know he's coming every time. But then every 20 plays, he going to come at the linebacker, hit a swim move, and go out for a pass, and he is wide open because the linebacker worrying about getting blocked and trying to fight through him, and he takes off and gets the widest open pass ever, like I saw the other day. And that's only going to be few in between, but it's also going to be a guarantee every time it happens because it lulls you to sleep. But that still ain't going to be worth $10 million. That's the issue.
Yeah, I agree. But like in the vein of that question, like how would you trade Gesicki? Like what would you trade him for? Like I thought maybe like a crazy middle linebacker if you wanted to improve there. But it's just I don't know what value you could get.
Well,
I don't trade him.
Dallas already has Schultz. Schultz is just as efficient as Gesicki is.
But so time out.
I'm down to trade him. I just don't know what we would get for him.
Here's the thing, though. What do you want for him?
Do
you want a draft pick, or do you want?
I wouldn't trade him for a player. I would just go ahead and see if you can look
hold
out.
On now, TD. Hold on. If somebody says, we got depth at O-line, we'll give you our starting center or starting guard, for Gesicki.
You are not ever going to get a starting offensive
you're not going to get
for Mike Gesicki.
So with that being said, then is he worth trading the draft pick for right now?
Yeah. If I can get a second rounder for him, that would be beautiful.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're going to get a third rounder if he goes sign somewhere else. Right?
You can get a second if a team really, really need him. That's the top 7 tight end in the NFL.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Which isn't saying as much as it sounds because there's four good tight ends in the NFL, and then it's kind of like pick your poison.
So I think we'll realistically get a third, and I don't know if I'm trading Gesicki for a third. It's a luxury to have, but I'd rather have that luxury right now.
But he could really help a team. The only
a Green Bay maybe.
The only team I wouldn't trade him to is like Buffalo. But what I thought about that nobody's talking about because I don't think Preston will make the team.
Trading him to the Bears?
No, I think if Preston doesn't make the team, do you know who I think he'll end up signing with? New England.
Ooh, hot take.
Dang.
That'd be
Look at
so
Nicky
hilarious.
Smokes.
Imagine Devontae Parker and Gesicki just cooking the Dolphins. I'd jump off the roof.
No, not Gesicki. I'm talking about Preston Williams.
That'd be even funnier.
Oh, Preston. My bad.
I think
that's even more hilarious.
I don't think he makes the 53 because of controversy alone. And I think that he ends up in New England. I really do. And let me tell you something. I've been really watching Preston Williams ever since that situation. Like all these problems, and I've been watching him on the field. The kid gets open more than people know. It's just that he's never looked at.
Pete says if Preston doesn't make this team, I'll be negative on Fridays.
I think the Bears had a couple injuries. Well, that's why I mentioned that maybe them being a trade target
for Tony Pollard. Stop fighting, y'all. Cat for Life said.
What happened?
You said Gesicki for Tony Pollard. Stop fighting.
Why do we need Tony Pollard? We got
Pollard's
good.
Nice.
We don't have a whole line that can help him.
Andravia says I'm going to turn into Dre negative talk if we get rid of Preston. Okay, let me bring on the next person. She's awesome. She's amazing. She's absolutely one of the best people in the chat. She's been here since almost day one. Love her. Pamela. Good morning, Pamela.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Pamela, the floor is yours, Pam.
What's up, Pamela?
Oh, thank you. Hey, so I've got a few points. One is that I feel like the Dolphins have had a history over the last several years of getting rid of top players and not building the empire. And I think getting rid of Gesicki is falling right back into what we have done for so long, and that's got to stop. We need to build an empire of players that are Dolphins. They are, and he is a Miami Dolphin. We took him out of draft, brought him in. He's played hard. A lot of fans love him. I think he needs to stay a Miami Dolphin, and I can't stand the talk of trading. And Mark talking about trading, he wants him to be in Buffalo. Just saying. I mean, come on. I call that dude out anytime. He's the smartest guy in the room. Just ask him. But the other thing on the Pro Bowl count that Nando was saying, it is a popularity contest. The media, the world media doesn't focus on the Dolphins. They don't even think about us. They don't pay attention to some of the great players we have. So therefore, we have a smaller count of votes going to awesome players, and we get a lot of great players that are snubbed because of that. And Steven, you owe the swear jar.
What?
You're not getting out of it.
I didn't know that I said anything this morning. What did I say?
I'm gonna tell you. I even explained it one time in there.
Okay.
You did your LMAO. That A is that. Okay. No, you didn't do a B. You did an A. Oh. So therefore, that A, you can't do the little initial. Okay. You owe the swear jar. I ain't getting off of it.
Okay. All right. I owe
those loopholes.
Well, wait. To your point, Pamela, though, I think we were talking about we would trade Gesicki if it was in return for an offensive lineman or a good draft pick, which then we could use as leverage to upgrade the offensive line. I don't have a problem with Gesicki, but I would much rather a starting offensive lineman on this team right now than Mike Gesicki.
Would you rather forfeit him a year for a draft pick that you're not going to get till next year, though? That's the next question, Nikki.
And that's another part of that.
I'm not saying yes or no. I'm asking you, Nick.
Right.
Would you what would you do? Like, would you be okay with that trade? We don't get him for a year, but we're not going to receive, the buyback on it till another year when the draft comes.
Well, you don't even have to use a draft pick. You could put that draft pick in a trade package and go get an O
lineman. But you just said that nobody's trading a starting offensive lineman.
Yeah,
for the right price. If we offer them a 1 and a 2 and whatever else we could give them, there's no
Nicky,
way.
You're saying,
oh my gosh,
dude! I would give up a first-round draft pick for a proven offensive lineman right now.
Nando.
Okay, but
a tackle, not a center though.
Nando's got to use the bathroom, I think, because I see him going like this, and when you start moving, he's been cracking open okay, would you do it, Nando?
For a tackle, center. I'm trying to think of who's the second or third best center. I assume we wouldn't get the best. So the second or third best center. I don't know if that's worth a first. Are you talking about a first and Gesicki?
No, well, we had already traded Gesicki.
So let's say you got a second,
which would be a
Gesicki.
huge win.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we traded Gesicki for a second-round pick. Nikki is stating at the end of training camp now, we take that second-round pick that we got
and a first and trade for
a 1 and a 2 for a.
I don't even know if you could get a tackle for a 1 and a 2.
Yeah, it's the thing though.
Look what Houston gave us. Houston
was dumb. Okay,
6 picks.
Houston, we straight up robbed them. Okay, that's not a good example, Smoke.
We would have to go to a team that knows they're going to go 3-13, but they have one stud on the offensive line. That'd be our only way that we could get a starting tackle for a 1 and 2.
But see, so what I want to point out is
can't stay healthy, and Houston will release him before they'll ever.
Well, neither can Teron Armstead. So
our friends.
Offense is already set up together.
Well, I want to point out something about offensive linemen. You don't see a unbelievable offensive lineman on an offensive line that is weak. Of all positions, offensive lines take time to work together. That is not something that you just bring in a stud, one guy, and that one guy is going to turn around everybody else. Now, it does help, I agree, but usually when you see a stud, there's a few other guys that are helping him to look that way. So I feel like coaching, when I look at our offensive line last year, there were times we played well. There were times. And I really felt like coaching was our weak point. and for the offense, and that if you take coaches that understand how guys work, put them together in the right spot, move them around like they're doing this off season. They're moving them around. They're looking at where they play best, where their strengths are. That's what needs to happen. We need to have a coach come in and go, hey, so this guy, he's been trying to do this, and that's not what he's good at. So I feel like we've got the coaching in place. We brought in 1 or 2 people that I think are going to make a difference. Let's give this line a chance to gel, because I think they're going to.
All right, Pamela, I appreciate you coming on this morning. I love you. You're the best. See you. All right, let me bring on next person here from the Bahamas, Sharif. What's up, Sharif? Oh, no, this is Irv. I'm sorry. This is Irv. Irving. Take yourself off mute, Irving.
Snapper Irv.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Good morning to you. Sharif, you're after Irving. Sorry, man. Go ahead, Irving.
Yeah, man, I wanted to make a quick little, I wanted to point something out about the Pro Bowl. I don't take the way the starters are selected, because, you know, the starters, of course, are selected by the fans. I take more I take more seriously the reserves, the backups, because those are, you know, decided by the coaches, you know, by executives and stuff like that. That's a little more, you know, that's an evaluation I take more seriously than what the fans select at the end of the day. So my view on the Pro Bowl is a little bit 50-50, but anyways. So I think people should take the Pro Bowl a little bit seriously, but yeah.
You guys hear that? We need to take the Pro Bowl more seriously.
A little bit seriously.
In other words,
a little bit seriously. That's all I'm saying. But anyways,
he's saying give Mac Jones his credit.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
I can't ever do that. I can't ever do that.
Anyways, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that, but anyways, TD, I noticed. I was hold on, give me.
I don't take the Pro Bowl seriously, man. You know, like, I think his name was like Yannick Ngakoue, like that. He was like on the Ravens, I think, at one point, like the Jaguars.
Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue. Yeah, dude, the Viking fans were like voting for the Pro Bowl so we get like better draft picks or something when he got traded. Or I think that was the Ravens or the Jaguars. One of those organizations, when he got traded, asked like him to get named to the Pro Bowl so they would get an improved draft pick. Like the Pro Bowl is a joke. Like it has no purpose.
So there were a few things that I noticed in camp that TD, like I noticed some things like for example, the running game. There was some like little 3-yard carries, and then they would get, especially when they were running on the outside, they would get touched like within 3 or 4 yards, and then they would break off for a big run because the referees would call it like a tackle, you know, that he was tackled after 3 or 4 yards. So that's something I noticed at camp. I was there on Friday.
Crazy, like it's a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. And then there was like on Friday when I was there, I wasn't impressed by Tua's on the one-on-ones. They were doing like out routes and stuff like that, and like the accuracy was not great. The ball placement was not great. There were some issues of the ball getting there on time in terms of like the velocity and stuff. So that I noticed that a little bit.
Oh,
you know, to me,
Irving, you got to go. I'm sorry. I just saw this. I apologize. Andrevius kicked you out.
Andrevius trying to silence the truth. See what they do?
Andrevius, a true silencer. I'm sorry, Irving. I'm sorry. Pay attention. I apologize, Andrevius. I apologize.
Eye coverage, and Andrevius said, "No, sir, you ain't finna be telling the truth about my man."
And Nicky, we're only on for like another 35 minutes. I don't know if you got 35 or you got to go now. It's up to you.
Nah, I got to run right now. That's why I sent that. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Absolutely blew it up. Everyone tuning in. TD, Nando, Steven, thank you for having me on.
Are you excited for this year? It's gonna be fun, isn't it?
You think? Yeah,
We're
I'm very excited.
link up, Nicky.
What happened?
We were supposed to link up, man.
I know. You didn't hit me up.
No, what happened? I was gonna try to.
You see what happened was
right.
It's all right. Hey, we'll link up. Trust me.
It's a long
we'll
season.
link up. I'm not worried about that.
I was about to say, there's like a lot of weeks here.
I'll see you at the yellow lot, Nick.
Yeah, you will. Let me know. Hit me
Nicky,
up.
I got you, man.
But tonight,
both of you will
going
come on
live
the
5
preview
p.m.
show.
5 p.m. The Smoke Show today, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. Hop on,
Monday,
check it
Wednesday,
out.
Friday, 5 p.m. The most awesome show at 5 p.m. on Dolphins YouTube.
I'm trying to get 500. I'm trying to get 500 subs, man. You guys got to help me out. Help me get to 500. Help me get to 500.
The Smoke Show. The Smoke Show.
Very simple.
The Smoke Show.
Sweet. All right,
Nicky,
boys,
I love
thank you very
bro.
much.
Smoke and green.
Hey, TD, hit me up in the DM though. Let's figure that thing out that you're trying to talk about. You know,
He said TD said get up all up in his DMs.
No, I got you. Pause because Steven is on something else.
But always got to pause. Appreciate you, boys.
You're the man, Smokes. Easy. All right, let me bring on the next person here. Sharif from the Bahamas. What's up, Sharif?
Hey, how y'all guys doing, man? Fins up.
Sharif, what's going on, man? How are you?
First of all, let me lighten the air by saying I would like to trade Stephen Ross to Russia. We really don't need receivers, so Brittany Griner, she could stay. But we need our first round pick. So Russia, do you want the deal? But
oh man,
put an answer in the chat below.
So but I'll say
the Bahamas out here willing and dealing, TD. They out here willing and dealing, bro.
Man, look, man.
That was good.
So what I would say this, you remember how Jimmy Johnson would make us feel like he has someone in house, and we would be complaining that Sean Avery isn't enough, Jarris McPhail is not enough, and we knew it in practice. But Jimmy would still tell us, no, we know what we have in house, and in practice, this is what they show. And I hope this is not the situation with McDaniel telling us that the offensive line is enough. That being said, because what I don't want is my coaching staff saying, "Oh, in-house is enough. Dieter is enough. Williams is enough," and then we screw it, come out 2-4 or go 1-5, right? I hope this offensive staff is not doing that. And then if we use some deeper context, this is why we have to blame Greer, right? Because once again, you were looking at Cesar Ruiz after you drafted Tua, right? You knew you couldn't get Tristan Wirfs anymore. You could have shored this thing up 2 years ago with Tua, all right? But we know ex-domestic with his girlfriend and his bad knee. My thing is, Greer still has to get some responsibility for us wondering why our offensive line is not to our need. We have to give responsibility to him somewhat. Now we're scraping the floor for any retread. So, and then the third thing, if this offensive line is how Jimmy Johnson says it, oh, don't worry about them. They're not gonna gel, and we're gonna get screwed, and it's gonna be a problem. My fourth thing is I think that since Byron Jones won't be playing until week 3 of the preseason, this is Igbenogami's chance to either make it to third slot behind Nick Needham, or I think he's just I don't know if they can cut him now and say what 4.5. I just think he has to make it to third slot in the dime package. Either that or I don't think we have a need for him.
Who?
So, but
Who?
I also
Sharif,
said by week
TD's
3.
asking who, Sharif?
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about, Sharif?
Oh, Igbenogamy.
4.5 what?
I think he makes 4.5 million this year.
Yeah, but he was a rookie first round pick. I'm sure his contract was guaranteed.
Oh, you're right. And so I went out on a limb, TD, and said that over 3 interceptions by week 3 preseason for Igbenogamy, because Byron Jones is healing. He's not going to play until week 1, right? So Igbenogamy once again has his chance to prove me right by getting over 3 interceptions, because they're going to test the week 1, right? They're not going to test X, probably not going to test Trill Williams. And I believe that McDaniel is going to leave Igbenogany out there for 60 plays. I don't think he's coming off the field in any preseason game. He's going to have all the chance to either lose that battle or win us over. And the fifth thing is, if we look at how Greer, once again, moves, and when he is moving away from a girlfriend sooner or later, when I look at how Greer transitions off of players and brings in younger players, I look at the defensive end who we picked up from Buffalo. I forgot his name now. We let him go. We let Shaq Lawson.
Yeah, he's back with the Buffs.
And what I like is what Greer does is he looks a couple of years ahead. So for Gesicki, it's the same thing what I've been seeing Greer do. We got Jalen Phillips in the spot now where old guys were. We have defensive tackles, new defensive tackles in the spot where old guys were. Mm-hmm. We're now going to shore up the tight end and get younger guys in. And I'm sorry, Gesicki's gone. To the lady who was just here. This is how Greer moves.
Listen, respect her name.
This is not my opinion. This is how Chris Greer moves. So Gesicki is gone. He's only working with Tua either after practice by himself, and he's not been asked to do anything on the field other than block on the sideline. That tells me that you're saving him for a trade. Everyone else is getting the reps. So that's my fifth thing, and I'll just allow you guys to.
Sharif, thanks for coming on, bro. I love you, man. Thank you for watching. Sharif is watching and is always on for the Bahamas, just so y'all know. So shout out to Sharif, man.
The boy.
You're that guy. Appreciate it, brother. All right. I think that we'll be able to get into that with some other people in here. I just want to, I got about 30 minutes left, and I want to make sure I get everybody on. So the next person I'm going to get in is Von Joe. What's up, Von Joe? Von Joe, wake up.
We're here.
Oh,
hello.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on, guys. Yeah. Hey guys. Hey.
Bada bing, bada boom. Welcome, Von Joe.
Oh.
Von Joe,
hey guys.
Don't be that guy, yeah. Von Joe. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. I'm good. We're here again.
Hit the boom boom stick.
All this O-line this and O-line that. I mean, we just not gonna get off the O-line sacks. Okay. Got bars. So
Solo Von.
At what point I'm just saying at what point we're just gonna say our quarterback, whoever QB1 is, all right, you can't give, this is the NFL, you can't give them all-star top tier weapons and top tier O-line. You got to have one of the other people. One or the other.
That's not true. I disagree with that.
No, you could give them an average. You could give them an average O-line, which is what I think we're going to have. Our O-line is going to be average. At that point, brother, you just got to make it work.
So let me ask you, what makes you think our O-line is going to be average?
I'm just saying.
What makes you think that?
If we're the 16th O-line, I'll be so happy.
I will be too. I said, what did I say?
I
said 14, 15, or 16 is where I want to be.
16, I'll cry, man.
I think at this point, our O-line, will be from anywhere from 20th to, I'll say 15th, in that range. And at that point, so with that, hold on, Steven, with that, and you have top 5 weapons, bro, you got to make that work, bro. You got to make that work. I don't care who you are. Any other if you are a top tier quarterback and a franchise quarterback, you make that work. Because at some point, the quarterback, you have to put it on him to elevate the play of people around him. So at what point does he stop being mid? Because that's what we got from him, mid.
TD, you want to get in on this conversation?
He unmuted.
Man, the O-line, see, what were we ranked last year?
32.
30th?
Going
32. We were last. We were
going to 16 is an astronomical improvement.
Yeah, too much.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, this O-line will, to me, they're going to get to 20th at best.
20.
At best, though. I think we're going to get around 23, but 20th at best.
So, TD, you have Armstead to shore up. You have Connor, right? And we
Depends on where Connor's playing. Depending on
Even
where
at
Connor
center,
Brown.
I'll give him at center that he could elevate that center position and still
And
be
he
better
not
than
elevating no center position.
But hold on, he's better than Dieter. Because
Who said that? Who said that?
This is
I don't care what nobody say. Dieter look better at center than Connor do right now.
What's hiking the ball, but I'm talking about communication wise. Because even McDaniel is elevating him because of his being able to communicate and read the defense.
I don't know what language. I don't know what language they speaking on the O line, but he ain't communicating to the people next to him, nor to himself, because they getting blown up at like 30% of the time.
Is he getting blown up?
No, obviously, I'm not an O-line savant, man.
I was gonna say, we also see better play by Austin Jackson. Are we not?
Yes.
So I mean, if those
better play by Austin Jackson,
yeah,
from what I have read, yes.
All right, let me help y'all out real quick. See, again, what football eyes are out there telling y'all this stuff. So here's what you got to understand. Our scheme, here's what's even more embarrassing. We run a lot of 2 tight end sets on either side of the line. Like, so say you got Austin Jackson at the right tackle. There's so many plays where he got 2, not 1, but 2 tight ends sitting right next to him. There's some max protect. There's a lot of this. And even with the extra tight end help at blocking, these guys are still getting blown up. So that's even more of a concern. I just thought about it myself sitting here saying this, is the fact that if it was a regular 5-man O-line and we getting blown up like this, we already concerned. But we got tight end help on every single play blocking. We got a freaking fallback. We should not have a defender getting in the backfield as often as they do.
Von Joe? You being real quiet right now.
But hold on, Steven. We can only go off what we reading on Twitter because we're not there.
So, that ain't what you can go off of.
TD is there. Hold on. So hold on. I'm just saying when it comes to the O-line, so my comment was based off what I'm seeing on Twitter, what I'm reading, what I'm hearing from some people on Twitter Spaces that our O-line, okay, we're looking at average at best.
TD, I have a question for you. Are we not? I need you to answer for this to me for real. Are we not supposed to believe what beat reporters tell us?
Fake news.
That's what I get from you sometimes.
Fake news. Fake news.
Okay.
Fake news. And let me tell you another thing. This is something that happens in practice too. The quarterback will hike the ball and go back to pass. The defender will put their arms up. Oh, that's a sack. But they are trained in camp to finish the play anyway because you want to get the reps. You don't want the play to just stop. So we'll throw a 25-yard dagger after the sack. And then all on Twitter, a beautiful dagger from Tua Waddle across the middle. That would have been a sack.
So if that's the case, I mean, then what we did during the offseason is all for naught. Because we sat here and brought, five people that specialize in O-linemen and developing O-linemen. If they're not developing, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Here's the sad truth nobody wants to talk about. We always talk about we brought the right coaches in for the O-line. Now we're getting better. There comes a time where you realize maybe it was never the coaches, but the talent that you had.
You really think we missed on all the picks, though, man? I gotta believe.
Okay, but you gotta name them. What picks? You gotta name them.
Robert Hunt, we got for sure.
Robert Hunt, we didn't miss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta believe that the guys between Austin Jackson, Eichenberg,
I feel like Eichenberg, the book's still out on him. I'm not so.
Yeah, the book is still out, but again, you ain't getting the productivity in practice.
It's not a book you want to read right now. That's the thing. The book is out, but you don't.
Look, I've said my fair share of mean things to Eichenberg
for rewrites.
My friend dated him at Notre Dame. Like I said, my fair share of mean things about Eichenberg at games, but he's just year 2, man. He's grown his stash. Maybe he's grown as a player a little bit. It's time to see him.
All this stuff about they're better coaches than last year, then why don't some of y'all do me a favor in the comment section and tell me what player has truly improved because of the coaching this year? I'll wait.
Vonjo, I got some other people in the background. Is there any other final thing? Because I know a couple more people want to get on before I get off here.
And final thought, I know everybody keeps saying it's only practice, and some people want to sit there and say, oh, we're the ones that have PTSD, but I really think they have short memory, because here's the thing. In the past couple of years, what we've seen in practice is exactly what we've seen during the season.
And that's what TD's getting at. To TD's point, and it's a fair one, that's what he's saying. He's like, what we're seeing translate to games.
And last comment, Steven, don't you ever in your life, if you have Dolphin people in the background, don't you ever in your life bring in a Bills fan.
He is a Blockers morning show person, just like you are.
And no, he's also me and a Bills Mafia fan are the same person.
That's where
now.
you took it.
That's what you're saying.
Everybody respect.
I am done. I am pulling the level 2 noob. I am sitting here. Listen, you are on punishment for the panel for the rest of the week. I am done. I am done. You will not see me on the panel for the rest of the week.
You can't be mad at me. It's my birthday.
Well, I'm going to say, yes, I can, because that is just atrocious. And TD will never say nothing like that to me. Nando would never sit there and say that me and a Bills fan are the same. Okay.
I see. That's how you took it.
No, but that's what you said. Those are your words. So
Aldravia says, Steven, we're going to boycott now. I love it. Yeah, I love you guys.
See, I am hurt. I am atrocious. So from right now, I'm going to tell you happy birthday. I'm going to tell you happy birthday from now, because I will not be on another panel.
For Friday, you got to come on Friday, Vonjo. Don't be that guy.
Take my
2 week suspension.
What can I do, Vonjo? What can I do?
2 week suspension.
I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
I am hurt.
I will. Here's a public apology. I'm sorry that I put you on the same level as a Bills fan. That was disrespectful of me. I apologize about that.
Wow.
Level 2 News says, do I have to pay to put the embargo back up on Joe?
Hey, did anybody in the comment section answer the question?
They did not. Vonjo, I stand with you, brother. This is racist. That's fine. Get out of here, bro. All right. Get out of here, Vonjo. I got somebody else in the background. I love you, brother. Be good, man. All right, let me bring on.
Besides a bit of improvement from Austin Jackson, to answer your question, I don't think there's been much improvement on the O-line necessarily. It's still a little early to tell, but it's
CB83. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Love the bottles in the background, man.
I gotta go. The delusion just arrived.
We got 19 minutes.
The voice of reason comes on, and TD wants to leave. How convenient, right?
All right, go ahead.
Let's go, guys.
The floor is yours, real quick. Go ahead.
I got
three other people behind you.
All right, so cool. I was at practice yesterday. Got a chance to kind of get my eyes on the guys. Watched the individual drills. Watched some of the team periods, the offensive line stuff. From what I see during one-on-ones, and I was looking at the church play. The guys they look like a better unit to me, and double teaming and doing things like that.
Who looks like a better unit?
The offensive line does. So I think they're I think they're a better unit than they were last year for sure, and I think the beat writers can see because they've been there. Guys like Omar, right? Omar takes pride in looking at the offensive line, right? So he takes pride in basically being a very good critic of offensive line play. And when Omar says, hey, I understand, I know that this football team is going to be able to run the ball from watching them practice, it's kind of hard for me to take people seriously when they get on here and say it's doom and gloom, the offensive line is bad and they're going to be terrible. So
are you talking about anybody in particular, CB83?
I mean, no. I'm not calling any names. I mean, people know who they are. I'm just saying.
This run game was going to be good.
Omar Kelly got on.
Let me tell y'all something. I said this last night on my stream. Let's be clear. Omar gave his fan base 15 years of beautiful coverage. But this last week, he has been geeking out over everything he just about done.
Wow. Omar Kelly is now geeking out.
I don't know why y'all always saying wow.
That's a hell of a take. That's what I said yesterday too.
I got another hell of a take. Tell me what beat writer know they football for real.
There's like
Daniel. Oh yeah, there's a few. I think knows his stuff.
There's a few.
But I'm biased. Daniel's on my show, so
Daniel the man.
Yeah, I think there's a few now.
That's one heck of a quote card right there, man.
TD, you get in here, you'll say things like we can't run the ball. But I was there, so I was there yesterday, right? I saw some plays where we would have got positive yards. And when I say positive yards, I'm talking 3, 4, 5 yards. I'm not saying they were breaking like huge runs. But when you look at football, if you're getting 3 to 4 yards a carry, you're winning the game. Like you're winning the battle in the trenches.
First of all, anything under 4, you got to get 4 more to win the game. But let me tell you something.
Between 3 and 4.
Let me be clear with you. You only saw yesterday, and I had this conversation on the show yesterday. There was something.
I only saw yesterday.
There was,
Right, you're right. I only saw yesterday.
Yeah, there was something interesting that happened with the run game yesterday. Our defense did something primarily that they didn't do all camp. They were running about a 4 down lineman.
And what have they been doing before that?
They've been running our usual 5. You got the 3 down and the 2 on the edge. Yesterday, we saw some 4 down lineman looks. And guess what? We were running the ball on the outside.
That's not necessarily true because actually Jasecki got called for a hole yesterday, and he was blocking the linebacker right in front of his face on the outside. So that was a 5 down look. He got called for that hold. They were running to the right side. They were running the outside zone.
Successful plays, the plays where we went to the outside and broke, because you ain't seen not a single run up the middle that was successful.
No. I mean, and that's what you said. You said not a single.
They were outside. And it was totally different from normal camp, but you also got to look at the defense that we were in, a cover 2 and 4 down linemen.
Which is fair.
So different.
You said there was not a single run on the interior that was successful, and I don't think that was the case.
Well,
when you look at interior runs, if you get 3 to 4 yards,
then
that's
not
a success.
Man,
that's
3
success.
yards ain't a success, bro. You can get 3 plays with 3 yards and you put the ball.
You're right, but you could also pass the ball and only get 3 yards too. So I mean, what are you saying?
That's either any play less than 4 yards ain't success unless it's 3rd and 1.
It depends. Right, and depends on the down and distance. So you can't say that.
Every down and every distance, we can't never get a run for 5 yards.
Yo, we're gonna have runs, large runs. And that's what you guys aren't seeing right now.
You ain't seen a large run in practice, did you? You ain't seen a single large run. Did you see a single?
No.
Run?
I saw one or two yesterday. I felt like could have broke.
Could have. What does could have mean? Oh my God! It's practice, man.
Because it's practice. Like they're not tackling. They're not taking guys to the ground. So of course,
thank you. So you're automatically assuming they would have broke the tackle and that one could have win.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting. And look, that's what you expect. You expect running backs to be able to break tackles, especially guys like Edmonds and Mostert. That's what you brought them in for. That's what you paid him for.
Alec Ingold had the red contact jersey, man.
Bro.
He'd be a little more physical. You're not even being
realistic. Hey, I'm blowing up your argument right now, dude.
No comment. Could have.
Yeah, no comment.
Could have. No comment.
No comment.
You should have said would have. Damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, listen up. It's not. It's not doom and gloom.
Bro, but could have.
Guys,
I agree. More conviction is needed, TD. I agree.
It's not doom and gloom. I think we'll be successful, man.
Pamela says you don't want to hear anything positive, TD.
I know he doesn't, which is fine.
First of all, conjecture. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do?
Because when you say could have,
y'all want me to Tua overthrew Waddle across the middle by 1 foot, but no needs to worry, y'all. He'll get that 1 foot the next time.
That's different. That's a ball and that's placement. No, we're talking run game.
You want me to say all day?
We're talking run game. I know you don't like hearing this because it makes too much sense to you. But I understand it.
Hold on. How can something make sense to you that you don't even see?
I know you don't. Hey, I know you don't like it. Just makes too much sense, man. If you're not tackling to the ground, how are you gonna say that these are?
You don't want to get on here talking about coulda. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, basically, he saw a run.
He's one-on-one.
Let me translate this.
He's one-on-one.
Let me
He's
translate this
one-on-one.
weird language he's speaking. And let me tell y'all something. You know he wrong when he trying to cut you off and don't let you speak.
He
So
could have broke.
let me translate this broken English he trying to tell y'all. What he saw was a handoff, and the guy got touched about 2 yards in the line of scrimmage, and the ref said, okay, stop the play. It's a 2-yard gain. And what he's trying to tell y'all, yeah, but he could have broke that tackle and it might have went.
No, that's not how it works. So
telling you.
there were plays where there was a guy in the open field and he had a guy one-on-one. Like if he's in an open field one-on-one, I expect running backs to break those plays. They got to make a play. And that's what I tell my offensive linemen when I'm coaching them. It's like, hey, we're trying to give our opportunity to our running back to get him one-on-one with a safety or a guy in the open field so he can make a play and go score a touchdown. You got to expect him to have one on him. That's it's 11 versus 11. We can only block 10.
Ladies and
10
gentlemen,
can only block 10.
We are
so
not
when you look at it, you're going to be one-on-one with somebody down the field. That's running backs. That's what they have to do.
These running backs get the ball. They are looking at a wall of 2 to 3 people every time.
That's not every time. That's not every time.
Alex booted you off for 10 minutes, TD.
There's only 10 minutes left.
TD, please stop being so negative and start looking at the bright picture. They are practicing to get together. I am so sorry. I have absolute zero concerns about this team because it's only practice. Stop.
Well, TD, it was a pleasure having you, boss. If you're still listening somehow, it was nice dapping you up on Sunday, even though you were on the phone. You know, it was cool meeting you. It was nice.
TD's my and I got a chance to holler at TD yesterday too, man. He was a good dude.
You know, he was in mid phone conversation, but he was good people about it. You know, like I just didn't want to be rude. Like we made eye contact.
TD's always good people. And we always get into it, but it's all love. It's always love.
I just want people to know. I put the rules for everybody, so even TD gets kicked off. I don't want. He said I have to go at 12, so I'll see you next time, Steven. Well, look, somebody might pay to get you back on, so don't go anywhere right at TD. They might bring you back on.
Y'all help TD. Y'all help get them negative takes back on, man. Help get them negative takes back on the channel, man.
Every channel needs its heel, bro.
CB83, I love you, brother. Thank you for coming on, man.
Hey, appreciate you having me, man. Nando,
we gotta work
killing
sometime,
it, bro. Steven D, keep killing it, man. I
appreciate it, man.
We gotta work.
Go follow CB83's Finn's Take channel on YouTube, man. Good stuff.
Hey, and real quick, I'm gonna try to get out there Thursday, man. I'm still looking for a ticket on Thursday's practice, but I'm gonna try to get over there Thursday.
Hit me up on Twitter, like Nando. Didn't I take care of you, by the way?
Easy peasy, like in 10 minutes. My dad was so pumped.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So, hit me up on Twitter. We'll get you there, bro. We'll get you there.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Steven.
All right, man. Be good.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Later, guys.
All right, man. Let me. I got like 10 more minutes, maybe 15 tops. So let me bring in Lewis. What's up, Lewis? How are you,
Lewis?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
I know you wanted to talk to TD. I know.
You know I wanted to talk to TD.
I know, man. I'm sorry. Hey, be mad at Alex. Don't be mad at me. Lance said CB gone. Oh, well, CB was already gone. Then CB definitely then should be out. Bye. It's Lance.
What a real one for still sending it over.
Still send it anyway, Lance. I appreciate that, Lance. Thank you for the $10 donation. Oh my goodness! All right, Lewis, the floor is yours, Lewis. And I think TD's still listening, so you could at least still say what you want to TD.
All right. Nah, it's not even about the team, really. No players and nothing like that. Because yesterday, you know, I'm on Twitter. I'm listening on some Twitter Spaces, hosting Twitter Spaces, talking to certain people within our fan base, and I heard some disturbing news, at least from my end, and it wasn't even from player perspective or anything like that. But rumor has it that Tua's dad is just always around the building, in the facility, within the organization. And, you know, there was a guy that made a comment yesterday that said that he's heard that Tua's dad had some input in the Flores firing, and he's really close to Coach McDaniel.
Well, all right, Lewis, hold up, Lewis, hold up. If you're gonna, you gotta tell me what this is from. You don't have to name the source, but where is this coming from?
I was on a panel last night or yesterday
on whose channel?
on TD's channel.
Okay.
And there was a gentleman that came out and says he has talked to people that
can you name that gentleman? Do you know that person's name?
This is the first time I've actually seen him on a panel before. I mean, I could put his name out, or at least what the icon said. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever the icon said. Flipside put $10 to bring TD back. TD needs 20 total. So if one more person brings that back,
use Lance. Use Lance's $10 for CB83 to put the other 10.
Lance, I can't do that. That would go back to I've already told you like that. You can't revert back that stuff.
Okay,
Lewis,
well,
please
again,
bring the person to me so I can slap this dude for bringing up this stupid narrative, Alex said.
Okay, well, again, it could be stupid, and again, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to spread rumors because again, it's a rumor. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just asking the guys that were on the panel, like Stephen D and Nando, would that be concerning to you if the rumor is true and Tua's dad does have that much of a voice? Again, you could be a father and you could be there to support your son, but you can't have a voice within the organization. That's just my opinion on it, and I just wanted to hear everybody else's thoughts.
Okay, so here's the thing. What I will say is you have to take sources, or you have to take people and their sources at what they're worth, right? So if somebody says they have a source, I need to know where it's coming from. And if this is a person I've never heard of in the community, and I have no idea who this is, by the way, none. You haven't named the person. I have no idea who they are. I'm gonna say unless I know them personally and I know they're like what I can trust them, then yeah. So TD, if you want to get back on, Flipside just brought you back on. So TD, come back in if you are. You got like 5 more minutes left, TD. But what I'll say is like it's got to come from that source, right? And so I know you want me to answer if this is true or if this is not true, but like I personally I feel like it's not even worth the time to elaborate on it if I don't know where the source is coming from.
Stephen, no, let's not answer the question if the rumors are true or false. Let's just answer the question would it be concerning?
Why have the conversation if it's not a true thing, bro?
But we don't know if it's not true. Because again, Stephen,
Lewis, then I have to go on every rumor I ever hear. I have to give it some legitimacy because it could be true. Everything I ever hear.
Stephen, we just listened to CB83 saying, "Oh well, the guy could break a tackle." That's not true. That's rumors. That's speculation. If the guy breaks a tackle,
but that's what he saw, right? Or that's what he saw. Like that's his perception of it. That's not.
He
I don't
brought
think
up
that's a
what he was
rumor.
seeing,
That's his
at least.
perception. There's a difference between a perception and a rumor. This person supposedly, allegedly, is stating that Tua's dad is like, bro, come on, like,
okay,
all
right. Hey,
you know,
hey, we did hear the rumors.
Now let me tell you something. If a beat reporter comes out and says that, or a YouTuber that I am aware of that I know, TD, Reason, somebody that I'm aware that I believe, if they say they have sources, I can, Doug Lee, I would at least take it for what it's worth because I trust those guys, right?
Okay, I'll just tell you this, Stephen. There's a YouTuber that I trust, and he hasn't been on this panel today.
Okay.
But there's a YouTuber that has a predominant channel that I talked to last night, and he said there's truth. He said the rumors
There's
are true.
truth to this. Okay, so if that is the case, what I will say to you, Lewis, is if that man, like, it would be appalling if it ever was. Like,
exactly. That's all I wanted to hear, Stephen. I just got your opinion. If it's true, it is appalling.
It just tells me a lot about this team, about this team and how this franchise is run, which would make me very sad.
It's
and
like
I don't want to be that
all
bad.
over again. Man.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. Again, I'm not out here trying to spread rumor. I'm not saying it's true. To be honest, I really don't believe it. What I'm saying is, if it is true, bro, that is very disturbing to me. If it is true, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Eventually, you got to let this kid stand on his own 2 feet. And I'm not saying he's not, but if the rumor is true, then, bro, that's very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. Because, again, we can't. One thing is to be in the building for training camp, and you're going to be there to support your son and stuff, and that's fine. Sunday, you want to sit in the owner's box with the owner and you're watching your son. I ain't got no problem.
Lewis, I'll tell you, this is the first time I've ever heard his dad even being at the facility. I've never heard this at all. Like this is never heard this in any way, shape, or form.
I hear you. Like I said, I appreciate the time, and I just wanted to bring it up because I couldn't even sleep last night.
Lewis, Tampa Bay Lightning suck.
You know what, Steven? I'm with Von Joe and Andre. I ain't coming back to this channel. I ain't coming. I'll just tell you happy birthday right now, and we'll get.
I love you, Lewis. Don't go, Lewis, please.
Just come over to mine. No more Steven.
Yeah, I'm going to Nando. I'll see you tonight, Nando. Forget
8 p.m.
Love you, Lewis. Be good, bro.
Later.
Oh man, I love that guy. All right, let me bring it. Hey, by the way, TD, I see you in the chat. They brought you back on. They paid for you to come back on. Great one, Devore. What's up, Great One? Take yourself off mute.
My bad. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Oh man, how are you? Long time.
Hey, good, boss.
Hanging behind the scenes.
I
watching.
know, man. You're doing your thing. Shout out to Great One Devore, one of the goats and pioneers of the YouTube Dolphins Network channel.
I appreciate that.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm just taking in what everybody's talking about. I see a lot of people are not really on board with what TD is saying as far as take everything with a grain of salt as far as these training camp practices, which I'm inclined to agree with TD on, because like there have been multiple times in the past where I've sat down and I've watched the practices like live. People didn't even know I was even there. And it's totally different than what
TD's back, by the way.
The beat writers actually do say. So I'm gonna go ahead and agree with TD on that one. Like, go ahead and just take it with a grain of salt. And we got the
TD. You hear Great One Devore co-signing you, bro?
Oh, I just got in. I appreciate you, Great One. I ain't got long. I actually have to go. But Steven, man, you need to reevaluate the policy. It should at least be 50 to block me, bro.
No, I can't. I look.
The TD
your boy EM called me out, and I want to make sure the rules are the same for everybody. Nobody gets special treatment.
I'm worth
Nobody gets special treatment. Nobody gets special treatment, including you, TD.
Special treatment? Come on, are you serious?
Just saying. $10, 10 minutes.
$10, Steven? Come on, now.
Now, if we had a one-on-one where it was just me and you, it wouldn't be like I wouldn't do it at that time. But it was a panel thing. And you got to abide by the same rules the rest of the panels does, TD.
Steven, I would never let somebody block you for 10, bro. At least 11.
At least 11.
Stop, Steven.
No zero out here. At least
you got me.
Hey, TD, you see Nando trying to take subs from me?
I know. Right? Hey, you got me feeling like Pete.
Y'all gotta eat, man.
Hey, TD, I love you, man. Thank you for coming on this morning.
All right, y'all. I got to roll, though.
Hey, be easy, TD.
Be good, TD.
Please, sir, spare some subs.
Great one.
So yeah, I did want to say something about the whole Mike Gesicki, as far as his playing time moving forward. A lot of people need to understand the aspect of this is a new regime as far as the head coach. He is not obligated to keep none of these guys because he didn't draft none of these guys. Now, it's going to show down the road if really was Mike McDaniel bought in to actually make this team better as far as how his control is with the player personnel and what they're going to do with Mike Gesicki. Because everybody had this speculation as far as Mike Gesicki's involvement in the offense when we bought in Mike McDaniel because of his whole situation about his ability to be able to block. But at the same time, when I look at a Mike Gesicki, honestly, the tight end position is evolving. Like there's got to be some type of way where you got to get Mike Gesicki involved in the offense, whether it be him continuing to line up on the boundary or in the slot and stuff like that. So it's murky for me.
Nando, do you want to?
Yeah, just have dogs barking in the background if you want to go.
You're fine. I don't care. Go ahead. You want to?
Gotcha. All right, for sure. No, I mean it's definitely a little murky, man. It's practice is practice, though, man. Like as concerned as I want to get, especially when it comes to things like the offensive line, like the offense in general, like I want to be okay. I want to have faith. I want to be okay with the offense going forward, and hopefully the preseason starts to suppress those little fears and put me more at ease. Right. I'm still rocking positive with it, man. We've got to We gotta hope they figure it out, man.
Okay, I just remembered the whole Austin Jackson thing that you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, the thing
that was a
Austin
reach.
Jackson, like,
it was a reach. That like, come on now, it
he's
was a reach.
improved?
That's no, I'm talking about the fact that when we drafted him at 18, if I'm not mistaken, in 2020, 18, that was a reach of a pick.
Oh, 100%. That was a massive reach. Yeah.
So again, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with TD. Maybe he just might not just be that good. That was a reach. We thought that he was a diamond in the rough, and it's a possibility sooner rather than later we may end up having to move on from that.
Yeah, it was the whole thing that like, oh, he donated bone marrow. He's very young. He was like 20 years old. He needs to grow, develop more into his body, his frame, and hopefully he can still do that. There are times when he flashes, and there are times where like I've like posted a run play or a pass play, and then you can zoom in and they'd be like, did Austin Jackson just get absolutely mauled right there? And he did, and it was a successful play, so that gets swept under the rug. But he's got to show more, man. I want to see what he does against like the Buccaneers. That's going to be the first sign of what Austin Jackson can we expect. What we've seen so far, is the talent not there, or is this a guy who can still be that diamond in the rough, man?
I hear you.
Hey, great one, man. I gotta wrap it up. I got 3 people, and I want to make sure I at least get them in. I don't want to be rude to them, but I appreciate you coming on, man. I would love to see you here on Wildin' Out Wednesdays. But you're doing stuff for this season, or are you still hanging low, or what's up, man? Just want to know.
I'm working on some with Bleacher Report. I have not yet allowed to announce that yet.
Well, you just announced it somewhat.
Something, but I didn't tell you exactly what it was.
No, you didn't.
Sneak
Great
peek.
one. I hope that you get it. You can feel free to announce it on here if you ever want that opportunity. But I love you, brother. Just keep doing you, and you're a goat and a pioneer in this community, man. Just keep doing you, man.
I appreciate that, Steven. I'll definitely be on Wednesday, you said, right?
Wildin' Out Wednesday. It gets crazy. You might get kicked off just like TD. You're not, they can come for you at any time.
Hey, I don't get that wild. I'll get that wild.
All right, great one. Be good, bro.
Appreciate it.
No problem. All right, real quick. I got 3 people left. I'm gonna let these guys get in here real quick. We're gonna be quick about it because I got stuff to do, people to go, people to see. But I got Estefan. What's up, Estefan?
What's up, man? I'm glad I came in. I heard y'all bashing Austin, bro. I know. A lot of people are hearing negative things about the O-line, but let me tell you something. I've dove into the tape on what they're supposed to do as far as responsibilities. Some of the stuff that I've seen from Austin Jackson and from what I've heard is positive. Man, I'm telling you, there's a lot of technique that goes into this wide zone scheme. There's about 3 phases. There's back zone, front zone, and outside. And I'm telling you, I seen a play where he absolutely executed on I believe it was a front zone. And the reason why that was my concern was because it's supposed to be like a free release into the second level where you got to get a hat on a linebacker. And Austin Jackson has been made look bad by that level of the defense because he's not aggressive. And I'm telling you, from what I saw, this don't look like the same dude. Like he's getting in the reps, and I think possibly, remember what I said last year, week 3, week 4, it takes some time, and the offense is a whole lot more complex than the defense. We got a lot of new. And Ballgame was saying this yesterday on TD's channel, but for whatever reason, I don't know. TD was rotating people, but I was wanting to commend Ballgame for what he said, because I've been saying the exact same thing. You got to give it time. There's too many coaches, too much new personnel. Guys that even the guys that have been here are still learning this scheme. But I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I've seen from Austin Jackson is actually promising. And then Eichenberg was one of the guys that I shitted on a lot. And you're not really hearing his name, so I haven't really heard his name too much. So he could potentially be playing pretty sound for the most part. I'm going to give them more time.
You know what, Estefan? I'll say that not hearing something in this particular scenario isn't always a bad thing either. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
No, but I'm telling you, man, I've been hearing a lot of good from Austin. I keep asking about the guy from people that are there, asking specific questions. If you understand the responsibilities that they have in this game, and you know what you're looking at, then you know if he's doing his job. From what I've been told, he is doing his job. So, shout out to Austin Jackson. I haven't been a huge supporter of his. I haven't really talked too much about him, but I mean, if we can hit on that guy, that guy was a first rounder. That makes that draft not look so bad. Then we just need Tua to come around, and I think most of us have lost hope in Iggy for the most part. But 2 out of 3, that won't be too bad. So that's all I wanted to say, man. Appreciate you for having me on there. And also, happy birthday. I'm a Leo. And I wanted to say one thing.
Leo's in the building. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Leo's here is roar. Nando, right?
Yeah, Nando.
Hey, Nando. So I heard you doing the soccer play-by-play one day, whatever. Obviously, I guess you're a soccer fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Bro, I am not happy about them moving the World Cup back into football season, bro. That is I've never in a day of my life have watched the World Cup past the summer. I don't like that they moved it back to the winter.
Hey, go talk about this on Nando's channel. God, nobody cares about
Nando,
soccer.
But how do you feel about that? Real quick though,
real quick, it's tough, man. Like I'm a Peru fan, so the Peru is gonna make if they made the World Cup this year.
All of our listeners with that question. That's the
would have been the first time, the second time in 42 years making the World Cup, and I would have gone to the World Cup in Qatar, and I would have missed football games, and it would have been a nightmare. So it's gonna be terrible for the sports world to have to suffer the World Cup and football season at the same time. Terrible scheduling.
It does suck. All right, real quick, I got 2 more people. Just want to remind you all, tomorrow, I'm going to have Mr. Daniel Oyefusi on. The Miami Dolphins report from the Miami Herald Tuesdays, host of Dolphins in Depth podcast, Dolphins beat reporter, just like we do on Tuesdays here, at least through training camp and through preseason. So he'll be on, and then when the season starts, he won't have a regular scheduled time, but he'll still come on every now and again and say hello, and we'll have a conversation with him. But I am excited about it tomorrow because it'll be I think they all travel to Tampa Bay, right, Nando? Is that start tomorrow?
Yeah, because they'll be having those 2 joint practices, which we'll be able to glean a lot of information from. But
it'll be good.
They go tomorrow.
It'll be good stuff. If it doesn't start to, I don't know. I think they're traveling today.
Yeah, because Monday's usually the off day.
I think they'll have an off day Friday, the day before the game. I'm not sure how it's going to work.
I think so, because they're trying to simulate more like that game week, when Monday's usually the off day, the travel day anyways.
Yep.
So I assume they're pulling up into Tampa at the latest tomorrow, if not tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, I had 2 people on here. There's one more person. Who's this?
First of all, this is Galu.
Andrevius!
This is Chris Greer, general manager of the Miami Dolphins, and I just want to tell you that I, Galu Tagovailoa, am not doing anything involving the front office. I don't make any coaching decisions.
Breaking news.
Galu, not me. Galu
you mean
is not making.
Dad, right? You're Tua's dad.
I am Chris Greer.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
I am Chris Greer.
Chris, are you sure that Tua's dad is not in the building every day?
Listen, I'm not in the building. God dang it. Galu is not in the building. I promise you. I promise you that I am not a robot controlled by the Tagovailoas. I promise you this. That is all I have to say. These are rumors. This is speculation. And I will not have you all putting a black eye to our organization and the way I manage this team. This is unacceptable.
The belt of Galu coming in hot.
Hey, breaking news about Omar Kelly. He finally told us where he's going. For those of you who don't know, Omar has been a part of the Sun Sentinel for like 22 years, I think. So he just posted this on his Instagram. I'll at least put it out there because I think it's newsworthy. It deserves up there. I spent 22 years at the Sun Sentinel, living out my childhood dream and covering and commenting on South Florida sports. The ride hasn't always been smooth, and I didn't always enjoy the journey. But I valued the role I played holding the teams and the people we cheer for accountable to you. But all things must evolve, and that's why I'm formally announcing that I'll be taking my talents to I Am Athlete full-time in the coming days. New media is coming, and I've accepted the challenge of injecting journalism into that constantly changing landscape. changing landscape as a host and a producer for I Am Athlete's growing platform, which includes a weeknight Sirius XM show. The guys are on the training camp tour right now and are killing the game with unique original content nobody else has. I'm honored to be on the ground floor creating a platform for us. Miami will continue to be my home. What I am doing is evolving, learning, challenging myself, growing, and hopefully you'll stick with me, respect my decision, the process, and the continue to support. Hey, man.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool, man. I got to give him, congratulations, man. Like, that's big deal.
Dream.
That's big deal. That is a big, big, big deal. So shout out to him. Good for Omar. Omar Kelly, congratulations. Miami Sports Music Podcast Network says congratulations to you, man. Because there was a lot of rumors. They're like, oh, he's going to Pittsburgh. I just knew he was leaving. I had no idea what it was. But
I like that he's going to work for I Am Athlete rather than he's going to a new team. That's pretty cool. Say what you want about Omar. Agree or disagree, but
yeah,
hats off and congrats to the new opportunity, man. That's pretty cool.
No doubt, man.
Or growing the continued opportunity, I guess.
And this, hey, I Am Athletes is great, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a cool new media, new content.
Andrevius says Steven's show is becoming crazy good. He got Chris Greer to come through.
You got all the stops,
All the stops. All right, last person. If he doesn't get kicked off, we'll see how long he lasts. Matter of fact, we need $13 more to reach our goal for the day. So we'll see if it happens with this guy. We'll see. All right, Alexander, hurry up, get it in before they get you off. Alexander, hurry up.
All right. So
what's
real
up,
quick,
Alex?
What's up, guys? Real quick, back
What's
to
up, boss?
Steven. And Nando, what's going
not
on, man?
till Friday, but I guess we could say it all week, right? Because we'll just celebrate. But Nando, is that kosher? Is that cool? Can I just celebrate my birthday the whole week? Is that okay?
Do it. You rock, bro. My brother's in April.
Right. That's right. All right. So we're celebrating the whole week. My birthday.
Yours.
There we go.
All right, I gotta go. I'm gonna make this quick because I gotta go into work. I'm late for work right now.
Von Joe, you're going. I mean, Alexander Von Joe said, "See you later."
No, I feel bad.
Fiction even got him all too.
I distracted him.
Alex, I love you, brother. I wasn't. And I feel bad because I said something before you could get it out.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Alex. Rules are rules. Alex, just know I love you, Alex.
Nice to meet you, bro.
All in 2 seconds. We'll see if now, Alex, you got timed out twice, so you have. If you want to come back, you got to pay the $40. I'm just saying.
So
20 doesn't get you there.
Dunzo.
I can't believe I knew I shouldn't have said nothing. I didn't mean to say something. I was just like, all right.
It was a new friend. I just wanted to talk.
I know. It's all love here. Gosh. You think people Andrevius said, Chris Greer said, bring Alex back. Can't. Rules are rules. Chris Greer could have got kicked off today. That's how it would have been happening.
That'd be wild. You actually get Chris Greer on?
No, so these are the rules. The rules are if you're a special guest, you can't get kicked off. If you're a co-host, you can. So, like, if I have a guest on here, that person can't get kicked off.
But if you had made Chris Greer your co-host, he's fair game.
Chris Greer would have been fair game. Dang. Now, co-hosts can't get kicked off for the day. They can only get 10-minute timeouts. But
have Chris
I feel
Greer
like there's rules to this. There's levels to this, right? Like, I don't think. And by the way, I do it in fun and in jest. And if anybody gets hurt, that's never happened so far. And so,
thick skin,
right? And it's been all love and all fun.
Oh, good.
All
been a good show, man.
So, did you like it? This was fun today. Did you like it?
Good vibes, man. Like, just keeping up the little vibes I picked up from training camp, man. That's why I'm a little really positive, a little gushing right now. But it's been fun just getting back into football, man. It's definitely the happy place.
I like it, man. Today was a great show. We had over 256. I think we got up to like 278, 280 at some point today on the show live. That was awesome.
That's cool, man. My dad was even watching.
Nando's dad is in the building.
He's also Nando. He's Nando Senior. There you go.
He's Nando Senior. I like it. Nando Senior. For those of you who didn't get on today, I'm sorry. Tomorrow, after Daniel Yafusi, I'll do mini panels. And then Wednesday's obviously Wildin' Out Wednesday, where we go ham on the mega panels. And then Thursday, I still haven't figured out what I'm gonna do for Thursdays this year. I mean, I feel like the next couple days are gonna be crazy though, because the inter squad or the scrimmages, like people are gonna want to know what's going on with that. Everybody's gonna be like, "What is it like?" Like, I will agree with TD. Like, we're gonna get a lot of information over the next.
But it's not like, I don't think it's like the end all be all. Like, I'm not gonna look at the next 2 practices and be like, "Oh
No,
well,
but I will say this. So let me just say, if our offensive line looks like trash, if we do not make some signings this weekend, I'm gonna feel some type of way about it, Nando. Like, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, like if we have concrete proof and evidence that the offense is not looking pretty against other teams, and we do nothing about it, I agree, man. Like, I'm a positive guy, but I'm a reasonable dude also. Like I'll be a little upset. Like, especially if Tretter's there, and then we just
so that's what I told people. I said, if Tretter's available and we don't go out and get him, and we let him walk, I would be legitimately,
because we got the money for it. It's not my money. Like,
it's $20 million. Like, it's, you better go out and use it.
Like, if they were like, "Hey, we've got $10 million for starving children," or for JC Tretter.
Here's the thing, and so let me state this for the record too, because people are like, "Well, what if Tretter gets hurt? Or what if you go out and Tretter?" But I won't blame the Dolphins though. If Tretter, if we go out and spend the money on Tretter, and God forbid, knock on wood, I just did. Okay, he gets hurt. I'm not going to blame the Dolphins, right? If Tretter goes out and is trash, I'm not going to blame the Dolphins. Like it'll be, oh well, we just it was the short end of the
swing and a miss.
It was a swing and a miss, but they swung, and that's what I want the Dolphins to do right now. I'm going to blame them at the moment, because I feel like if you have an opportunity to improve on the team, you better take it.
Dude.
Because if you don't, and come later on in the year, we're in a bad position, I'll be like, well, the Dolphins had a chance to do it, and they didn't do it. They didn't think that, and that goes to further talk about the talent evaluation process, which for me is going to be like, how I think that's how I'll grade, this regime, honestly, because, I love the draft that we had last year, easily one of the best drafts in Dolphins history. But, if you can't hit on some of this stuff, like with free agents or like making sure this offensive line is like, that's still part of the talent evaluation process.
1000%. Like you saw in Green Bay for so long, when they would just draft and not bring in free agents, and they would just rely on their little talent, and it just didn't work. At some point we have to hit on the free agents we actually bring in.
Bonjo says JC Tretter doesn't fit our scheme. Also, he's a power gap guy, Steven, but he's still better than what we would have. And so even if he doesn't fit our scheme, if he fit, like, he's got to be better even with our scheme than what we currently have, in my opinion. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you disagree or agree with that, but
no, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take an increase. I'll take an improvement over anything.
We have not been good enough to be complacent when we have obvious holes. Level 2 noob hit the nail on the head.
Exactly. Like, it's not the perfect nail I'm fitting in here, but it's still a nail. Like, Tretter's still going to improve. It's still going to hold stuff down. There we go with the save.
Steven, I live next door to diehard Dolphins fan, and they have lost faith and trust in Ross as the owner because of his. As far as owners, that's a whole other thing we can get into. I'm with my man Chris from Finn's Tailgate. Toss the boss Ross. You got to go.
Toss the boss Ross.
Hashtag toss the boss Ross.
Hashtag Fergie for owner.
I saw that trending this weekend. I was like, what the hell?
The Fergie Mark Anthony power duo right there, man.
I was like, Fergie for owner? Guys, have we stooped that low? Is it that bad? Oh my goodness. Hey man, I love having you on. I'm truly, like, I think between you, me, and that other guy, that Nicky Smokes fella, We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun on Tuesdays, bro. That's coming up here.
Dude, it's gonna be a fun time. Once we have real football too, and we're gelling more,
Yeah.
And it's not just positive air, but more just talking real football and like what we can actually all see.
So just so the listeners know how this is planned, Mondays will be Victory Mondays, not Therapy Mondays, because we're gonna win. We're going 17-0, baby. 17-0, right? 17-0. Right.
Well, like 21-0, if you include the Super Bowl, right?
See, there you go. 21-0.
Or 20, something like that.
I'm
Something
not bad
ridiculous.
at you, man. 21, 22-0. So we're gonna have Victory Mondays on Mondays, not Therapy Mondays. And then Tuesdays are gonna be I haven't come up with a name. We got to come up with a cool name though for two clock blockers on Tuesdays. But it'll be the Smoke Show, Nando talking, myself on Tuesdays. Wednesday will be Wildin' Out Wednesdays. Thursday will be Throwback Thursdays, but we'll go over, what whoever we're matching up against. And then Friday will be Spread Kindness Fridays, because that's what I'm all about. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. I see that the embargo as level 2 noob is growing on Twitter. The Von Joe, Lewis, Andrevius. Okay, guys.
Embargo.
Okay.
That's always a fun time.
What does he say? Where's it at?
Do you want to go to war, Balaki?
No.
Because we could go to war.
No.
I'm for real. I'm for real. So you better check yourself. Do you want to go to war, Balaki?
I love Key and Peele. Anyways,
I love your sound effects, man. It's always a little nice touch to it.
Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Go ahead. Make my day.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
I love it. But my favorite one is this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No points, level 2 noob.
No, but look what level 2 noob just posted on Twitter.
I was about to check. Oh, you already have it up?
I'll be waiting. Nacho Libre. Andre says, Karen from HR, I was not pleased to hear about this embargo. I love it. That's some of the best part. I really do think, look, I do think the fans of Clock Blockers are the best. Y'all
Something about the chat, man. It's just so much fun.
The chat, I tell people all the time, the chat is its own world. You can't really police it. You can do your best to try to regulate it as best as possible, but it is its own world. And then when they start getting into Twitter, it makes it even better.
It's fun. Like
the GIFs on Twitter.
Most times when I go on people's shows, I try to full screen it to focus in and block it out. But the chat here is so funny. And when we have more than 2-3 people, I'll keep it on.
It gets wild. Don't get it.
I'll start reading. I get lost in the rabbit hole.
And you're like, what just happened? And you'll turn to it for 2 seconds, and you'll see people arguing or getting mad. You're like, what's going on? What are y'all? So I have to tune it out because especially if I'm talking with people and have a panel and trying to, it can get crazy. But yeah,
it's a funny chat. Thanks for interacting, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Steven, the swear jar should be in full effect for people who come up on the panel and the video. Look, the swear jar is in full effect. And they did swear, and their swear jars were paid by Shake Money a couple of times today. I think swear jars were paid today.
Thankfully.
Louis A says, you didn't even miss me while I was gone, Steven. I got my sauces. I did miss you while you were gone, level 2 noob. That's why I wanted to change some of how I run the show, because I missed you, level 2 noob.
Just
you didn't know this? You didn't know this? Look, even Andrevius said, Unity, darkness. Look here, darkness. John Christolakis says, F y'all. I love you, Christolakis. You're the man, too. All right. Miami sports music's here. Let me actually do this. Where's it at? where's it at? Let me take this off and hold on. Pull this up.
Dumb question. Do you have 2 monitors?
I do.
Boom. Figured
You didn't
as
know
much.
this?
Yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes, man. It's okay.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Nando, tell the people where they can find all your stuff.
You can find me at Nando Talk. That's the Twitter handle. That's me on YouTube. A little bit of Instagram. Don't really post there, but if that's your thing, there you go. But Twitter and YouTube is my main job, so catch me there. Subscribe. And I'm also on Miami Sports Fanatic Show at 8 p.m. on Mondays. I'll be live streaming as well, so if you want to keep chatting it up, tune in there. Subscribe, follow me, do your thing, Nando Talk. That'd be appreciated. Keep up the positive vibes. Steven, thanks for having me on, man. It's always
Nando,
a pleasure.
I love having you on. It's always good times.
Tuesdays are going to be fun.
It's going to be a great year. It's going to be great. If you guys like what you saw today, please hit the like button, share, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. Use the YouTube Live Super Chat, the YouTube Super Thanks, and you can also use Cash App and PayPal. Whatever you guys do, just make sure you do it well. And always spread kindness, positivity, and love on the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Do you want to go to war,
You want to go to war, Balaki? I hit the wrong button again. Here we go. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers. We'll see y'all tomorrow.